Select and start broadcast. Let's just go live. Let's just do it. Let's go live. I don't care. I want to go live. How's it going, everybody? But long time no see. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see. Let me get my chats and stuff open. I don't think I need that open. Hello. How's everybody doing? Are we good? Yes. Let me see. How's everybody doing? Am I showing up on anything? Is anybody coming in? Let's chat. Why can't I go live? Chat interview. Audience control. Add camera. Go live. No. Go live. What is going on? Local compliance, content disclosure. Add camera. Camera is OBS virtual camera. Hello. Is everything working? Go live. Can I go live now? Sorry, TikTok. I was not going live. Hello everybody. If you are watching from YouTube or TikTok, hello. I do want to have some discussions. I haven't been live for a little while. I've been working a lot, and we're gonna have a impromptu late night live. It is kind of bright in here. Can I turn down the brightness? What the hell? Hey, Bowie. Yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff. Wait, why is it backwards? Hold on. Why? Okay. This I don't need. It was being weird. Delete. Couldn't delete. Okay, can I flip it? Can I delete this one? There. What's up, everybody? Let me just rotate, flip horizontally. There we go. Andrew Wilson and Candace Owen are the worst. RFK is not better than Fauci. And Democratic Socialists are not communists. Hey, Unashamed. Hey, Resist. How's everybody doing? Long time no see, everybody. Thank you for all the gifts, Bowie. I appreciate the heart me, the gaming otter. I am an otter. Hi, BM Buffy. How are you? So for anybody that is just coming in, open for a discussion. This is going to be a TikTok only discussion. I just don't feel like setting up Video Ninja. It's a little late, that, and the other. How's YouTube doing? How's everybody doing? It's been so long. No one wants to talk how China saved the world 3 weeks ago. What? This is my only short. Please. How did China? What now? Can everybody hear me, by the way? Can you hear me on YouTube? Let me get you up here, Buffy. Hey.
Hey, yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Thank you.
Yeah. Loud and clear. Don't get me started on this RFK. I will go down that rabbit hole so hard. If I could put... I do not... TikTok, I do not believe in violence. I believe in verbal ass whoopings.
Amen.
Verbally and... What is it? Existentially wrap my existential non-existent arms around the larynx that almost half don't exist of an individual that metaphorically to make it stop.
Seriously, I'm so just please.
I'm so glad we defunded the FDA. I'm so glad we defunded the EHS. I'm so glad we fired the oversight committees for these things, fired the individuals who are actually picking said vegetables. I am so glad we went overseas for vegetables and things that we created here and all that. And because clearly it's to the betterment of our country on a science level. And I'm saying this as a scientist. I am a scientist. I overqualify him almost
RFK?
entirely. Yes.
What do you mean you overqualify him?
I have 2 bachelor's degrees,
Right.
biochemistry, molecular
you
biology,
overqualify
chemistry.
him. Oh, yes, you do. I believe that
Yes.
150%.
But then also experiencing testing. So some of the things occasionally I teach environmental, occasionally I teach forensics, occasionally I teach all these other things. We test water. What does this mean? How could we counteract the effects in the water? How could we change these things in the water? Oh, we don't have these minerals in our food supply. How do we integrate them? What kind of vitamins? He's like, let's go get dead shark meat and
yeah, he's like, take methylene blue and you will be able to not like me. So, like, that's a
we
terrible.
had a bird flu epidemic, and he was what was he at an airport? He was like, I'm gonna go catch this wounded sick bird, hold it in my hand and show it to the camera.
He rides the airplane without shoes or socks on.
You know that man doesn't shower. You know it. We don't have to say it, and you know that.
He works out in his jeans. Like,
oh, here's my favorite. He wanted Aaron Rodgers to be his running mate when he was running for offense. He's like, hey, this guy with several head injuries, and while he can throw a ball, should clearly be the backup to the United States. Should anything happen to me, consider I want to eat bear meat. Right?
My God.
No, but I'm crazy.
No, yeah, you're the crazy one. He's completely sane.
Completely sane. Completely sane.
So the reason why I have this like as a topic right now is because I grew up in Iowa. I am a cancer survivor. I had testicular cancer, which is directly linked to PFAs, which are considered forever chemicals. Iowa is a state that has like one of the highest cancer levels compared to like all the other states.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane, and it's got to be from like probably like Roundup using insecticides,
crop stuff.
And also like DuPont and 3M had this like nonstick Teflon that they were like creating, and that was being dumped into rivers, which got into the groundwater. There's a direct link between testicular cancer and PFAs. RFK rolled back regulation on PFA limits. So, yeah, I blame RFK for my cancer is what I'm saying.
Well, you know what, Benny? Fuck regulations. Why are they even there in the first place? Listen, you're only existing just because your immune system isn't strong enough, and if it's not, it's your fault. Let me tell you this:
when I was
at my university,
we were drinking out of a garden hose, and it's like, yeah, that garden hose probably had lead in it.
No, well, let's clear. Well, I won't say that because I was about to be funny, but no. But no, I had a coworker. This was right when C-19 was about to happen, and the country was about to shut down, and we had this meeting, which I thought it was funny. We call it an all meeting, so it's all faculty, where we all met in one room. Now, mind you, this was like March 15th, 2020. They're like, hey, let's all get together in a room to talk about how we can no longer all get together in one room. Now, mind you, these are PhDs, MDs, forensic scientists. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, whatever. And so I heard one of my coworkers who is an MD. He's like, well, I think we should all just like keep going as is. And then if anybody survives it, that means we're thinning out the herd. Also, remember, I work at a Christian private university, right? So they're like, well, if you can't make it through, sounds like you should. Seriously?
Damn, that's God's plan or something? Or like, what's that
I'm telling
mean?
you, these people want to sit here and espouse Christ. And listen, I'm a faith believer and I have a relationship with Christ. I no longer like saying I'm a Christian because that is a goddamn dirty word.
Right.
Whatever. But what I will say is the idea where I was like, well, it sounds like people should suffer, their families should suffer. We should go through all this suffering as a nation because it's like, well, I don't want to deal with the inconvenience of staying home with my family. I don't want to deal with the inconvenience of not wearing a mask or of having to wear a mask. Mind you, me and my coworkers, we all got paid the entire way through the whole pandemic. We didn't miss not one check.
Amen.
But they were like, well, these other people who are getting kicked out of their homes or losing their jobs, going on government assistance. Well, it sounds like they're getting what they deserve. Have you lost your mind?
Yeah. Can you?
But Christian values. But Christian values.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing. I think that Jesus would heal. Right? So, I mean, like modern medicine and like Christianity, I don't see like a disconnect there, you know, like not Christianity as we know it as what it is right now, but you know, like I would think that like healing would be kind of a like more of a like to a Christian like a good thing. So like to say something like
it's so callous and unacknowledged. You're not acknowledging humanity. You are not espousing good works. And you're just saying, oh, well, you know, it's going to be harder for me. So really what's the point? Listen, here's the beauty about being a Christian. See, God doesn't care what words you use. We will all sit, in my opinion, sit before the judgment seat of Christ and answer for everything you've done, said, or thought.
I mean, that follows scripture. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's none of my business to judge. But
hold
what
on,
I
give
can
me a
point out,
1 second. Hey, Laren, how you doing, girl? Sorry, that was somebody I knew.
How dare you flirt with somebody outside of me? I'm in the middle of something.
I'm so sorry. I haven't seen her in years. This is somebody like I know personally. Sorry.
I see. I mean nothing.
No, you mean everything. I'm listening.
No, I get it. I mean, it's been a while. You've been busy.
It has been a while. You know? I have been busy fighting cancer. I work at a cancer. I work at a research university at the cancer center. And like what I'm doing now is heading up clinical trials for like new cancer treatments. Pretty cool.
Okay, well then I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide this one time. It's this one time.
One time. Yeah, that was it. That's all we needed. Yeah. That's it. And I promise I will not interrupt. I will not get sidetracked. We're focused.
You know what? I'm done ranting.
I don't want to dox myself, but I have to say that
then just don't say it.
RFK was recently in my area too. And it like does not make me happy that like there's like even a iota of a connection there. Because it's like, please just stay away from like the actual science going on and like the doctors that are like trying to cure cancer instead of yourself like trying to make money by like allowing the cancer causing agent of Roundup, to like still be manufactured and sold because it helps production.
Yeah, let's trauma battle. Charlie Kirk's funeral was held like about 6 miles from where I live. So
for real?
Let's just yes.
Damn.
And you know what's so funny? So they had the whole thing and the big thing. The individuals who went to attendance fucked the neighborhood up, the whole area.
Oh, really?
Trash everywhere, just everywhere. And then their tax dollars that they don't want to pay had to pay to clean it up. They trashed that whole area. Yep. But I'm sure they'll still blame it on Antifa. I'm sure Antifa was like,
Antifa was because they were outside or something. I remember that. Speaking of Charlie Kirk, I do have a little bit of a mention of Candace Owens up top there. Have you seen anything like with Candace Owens lately? I
actively avoid anything that says Candace Owens. Bro, Listen, I will give it to her. She's an
I
attractive.
don't blame you.
She is an attractive black woman. I am an attractive black woman. So
Mhm.
it's just like the idea that she's even in the same category as me irritates me.
Like,
and the fact
your intelligence level, like miles ahead,
the
like
bitch
on top.
didn't finish college.
She obsesses over just Charlie Kirk's like death, and it's just like I just don't think it's healthy. She says very ignorant stuff, and yeah, I don't know.
When she gets that mic a little close to her mouth talking about Charlie Cook, she's having other ideas. If we're gonna keep it a book.
Thank you for the gifts over on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all that. Thank you, Gaster. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Sidecar Baby. Oh, my okay. I need to like remember how everything works on computer. I'm just a silly goose right now, and being there is like the craziest like resist what is happening in the conversation over on YouTube. I'm on YouTube on Deconstruction Junction. If you ever look that up on YouTube, live right now with Do You Hear Yourself with Benny, and they're talking about China. Democrat socialists are pro-Israel Zionists. What? I don't think I know of a single Democrat socialist that is a pro-Israel Zionist. Like Mamdani himself is the opposite of that. I'm trying to think of like AOC is the opposite of that. Sorry. Talking with chat over there. If anybody is watching or coming in and you want to have a discussion, please, the multi-guest box is open on TikTok. If you're watching from YouTube, you will have to go to like TikTok mobile and just search up Benny Boy. I should show up. It could be like Benny_boy_dot_. But in the meantime, how you been, Buffy?
Fine. I currently want to excuse me. I currently hate my boyfriend because he's irritating me. So I actually got on live earlier. And I was just like, can anybody come up who wants to talk negatively about men? Anyone?
Seriously.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. Guys are the worst. And I am one of them. And like, I recognize that. And all I can say as a man, and I hope that other men are listening, is just acknowledge that we fuck up all the time, and that we will be trying to do better. If you really care, acknowledge that you're fucking up, and acknowledge and say and promise that you will do better. Nobody's expecting anybody to be perfect, but for the love of God, don't be stubborn and act like nothing's your problem.
Sidecar wants up.
Oh, hey. Well, come up. Hold on. Do I have to invite? You got to press the little like pink and blue on the bottom.
The two people.
Yeah, it's like two. It's a
third icon in. Third icon in from the right. No. Well, they have their hand up. I assume that means they want up. But no, I mean, I'm saying that as a side. I'll be over it tomorrow. But it's pissing me off.
She might just be waving too. I'm not sure.
Oh, listen, y'all got to get the right. You got to get the emojis right, y'all.
Hand up like that means like I have something to say.
Yeah. I'm having a grocery delivery like in a minute, just FYI. If I have to.
What time is it for you right now? You just getting groceries?
9:40. Listen, it's Friday night and I need some lecha.
You know what? I don't blame you on that one. I might not be partaking in liquor tonight. I was thinking about it. I was like, I could go to the gay bar or I could go online. And I was like, I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna see how everybody's doing.
Wait a minute. Did you just hit your mid-30s? Because that's the only time you choose go online versus the gay bar. You just hit your mid-30s, didn't you? You did.
Hi, Blackers. I'm late 30s, but
see, there you go.
My boyfriend is in his like Stella got a groove back.
And then you in a relationship. See, you got that relationship gut. You're in your mid-30s. None of that says, let me go to the club. None of that says, let me
he's
go to
the one
club.
that is trying to get me to go to the club.
He's going through a midlife crisis.
yeah. Stella's trying to get her groove back. That's all I keep saying.
He probably was there trying to support you and stuff, and he was like, "Hey, boo, we need to go to the club."
He's out of town tonight. That's also another thing. It's like I didn't want to go without him.
Aww.
Yeah,
you're cute.
we do that. Mother Trucker, hey, how are you? And can I just get your age real quick, just for TikTok purposes?
I'm 58.
58 years young.
Yeah.
I'm 38. So, how are you?
Congratulations.
I could be your mother.
That's true.
Well,
I mean, that's true.
That's true. B&B, I did hear something about your boyfriend. And I don't know if it's true.
Oh, hold on. Here's my delivery. I'll be right back. I promise. I'll be right back.
Okay. I want to wait until she gets back. So.
Yeah, you're fine. How are you? How's your night going?
Yeah. Good. I'm parked for the night, so.
Amen for that, right?
Yeah, I had 3 minutes and 28 seconds left on my clock. So.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry, that was quick. She just needed a drop. It was just a drop off. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, what clock?
Yeah,
you have 3 minutes and 28 seconds. What? You have like a screen timer or something?
I'm a trucker.
Oh, got you. Okay.
I've been driving truck for 31 years.
Wow.
Yes.
You know what? Truckers
I'm
love
old.
me. I don't know. I don't know if you're about to say something to make you love me or not, but okay. Truckers love me. What's up?
I don't know. I just heard something about your boyfriend, and it's just that he thought he had a pubic hair until he pissed out of it.
What? Oh, because I said the micro penis. Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, what are you talking about? What?
Yeah. Listen, that was not current boyfriend, just to be clear.
Hold on. Can I invite Green Valley up?
Wanted to give you a reason to laugh.
Thank you. But don't play with me. My very first boyfriend, I didn't date until I graduated from college on purpose. And he had, and I know we joke about, you're whatever, so small. His actually was, but I didn't know because I had no point of reference because I'd never seen one before. So it was whatever. But let me tell you about second boyfriend. Now, ladies, we all have to date the bad boy at some point. That was my number 2, right?
Always.
And you're like, wait, what? But then, before you gotta go, I got a third one for you. I was dating in Arizona, skinny white guy. I'm 5'2". He's like barely 5'3". A little nerdy looking, kind of like it. I'm a nerd. Okay, third date. You know how this goes, right?
Yeah.
We have a couple cocktails, whatever. Girl. And I was like, what? That was my literal reaction. I was like, where are you putting that? And I didn't even think because I've been drinking. And I was like, oh my God, that's so rude. But I really was kind of like, where is that going? And he's like, no, I get that a lot. Skinny ass, what? No.
Right?
And I was just like, be gentle? What? No.
It's the ones you least expect.
Oh, and like it wasn't like he wore baggy. He wore like nice fitting clothing, and I felt like I would have seen something. No, I think there's a thing to the putting it down the side of your pants thing. I don't know. I'm not a guy. I don't. Just telling you.
If your like legs are skinny and it depends on like the pants that you're wearing. It depends on if you got some meat to kind of like push in. There's factors.
Did you know that
I had a very similar experience?
Did you know that whatever side of your body your heart is on, so for most people, for most men, it's on the left side of the heart,
Mhm.
right, of their body, that your left testicle will hang lower.
Well, that's interesting.
Why would
My
anyone?
hus-
Why would anybody need to know that?
because my husband's was like backwards and on the right side of his body. And he went to a cardiologist and told the cardiologist this. And he's like, oh, does your right nut hang lower? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, finally. I could ask somebody that.
Wow.
Like,
I think,
yeah, I did not know that
respectfully,
was a
and I
thing.
say this to almost all truckers, I think you live a different life than the rest of us. Y'all have a different life.
Sense of humor.
It's just,
I love it.
all in any way possible to understand. Yeah, just different. Just
Yeah.
built different.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, so a lot of my uncles are veterans, and like most of them are truck drivers. And it's just like, I don't know why veterans are always truck drivers, but we're not always, but anyway, so yeah, I just see my uncles, like family functions, and then I see my friends on the internet. I was like, y'all all kind of the same. Like y'all be having the same kind of stories and shit.
That's true. It's because it's just solitary confinement with a view.
No, that's
So-
a good point.
I can
Are
see
you
that.
on the road most of the time, or do you like stay in a region, like go back home every couple of days?
Yeah, it's different.
I do like
Yeah.
Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa.
Minnesota, North
Dang,
Dakota,
you are in
those
my
close?
neighborhood. So you're up on I-29, I-90, that kind of area.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I know exactly where that is.
I live in Fargo Moorhead area.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I was just I grew up in South Dakota, just a little bit south of, well, you probably know where Sioux City, Iowa is. That's where I'm from, which has
Very
deliver
white.
there all the time.
which full circle here. I'm sorry, but RFK it was part of deregulation of PFA chemicals in Sioux City, Iowa was found. There's studies of it for having higher levels of PFAs, which has a direct link to testicular cancer, which I have, and I never got to find out, I guess, if my left ball, because I think my heart's on my left side, hung lower when I had it.
Oh, see. But it's just something that most guys don't know about themselves.
That's
so it's just funny
interesting.
to tell them. Yeah, I
That
did
is
not
interesting.
know that until his cardiologist told him. So,
Let's see here.
but
Ooh,
yeah, we're weird.
yeah. Well, I'm sorry that he has to see a cardiologist. Like anybody having to see a cardiologist, that's not always good. But I hope that he's on top of things, and I hope that your health is doing well too. I know that being on the
he
road.
doesn't see a cardiologist anymore. He's passed, but
Oh no,
he had-
I'm so
no,
sorry.
yeah, he had Parkinson's for like 15 years. So now I moved from Ohio to Minnesota, which I've always wanted to do.
I
So,
love Minnesota.
I do too.
And like people can say what they want about Minnesota or like Minneapolis and stuff. I was just up there for Pride, but like political or not, like it was not on fire. It was not like unsafe to walk through. You could walk downtown, you're
Right.
fine. Minnesota's gorgeous. Like lakes everywhere. The air is like very nice. It does get hot during the summer too. There, I got pretty hot over July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get up around 100 a couple times. So, but yeah, I love it. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd come up and give BMB some ammo against her boyfriend.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna let you down. We're gonna try and
I appreciate you.
yeah, we're gonna try and get some opposition up here, maybe to talk about the topics. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, and maybe we'll see each other at a stop sometime. If you're ever in the Sioux
never
City
know.
area, who knows? All right, have a good day. Night.
There you go.
Bye.
You too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you could drop me down too if you need to, but yeah, I would love to hear anybody's argument that Candace Owens contributes anything to. I don't know, the politics, the Black community, the female community, or the world in general. If you have something, because I can speak on all those things since I'm a Black woman. Also, RFK as a scientist, what he can contribute to the scientific community, our healthcare, politics. Anything actually he's contributed to the scientific community independently? The answer to that is zero. Politics, zero. Outside of he can contribute to harming the American people as a whole. So if anybody would like to discuss those things and isn't afraid of me, I would love to have a conversation.
Yeah, we only got 3 people on TikTok, but we got 32 people watching over on YouTube. If you disagree, come on to TikTok mobile, look up Benny Boy. I think it's Benny _boy _. And I saw somebody earlier saying, oh, the guy setting up clinical trials doesn't know that everyone's heart is on the left side of the body. We're fucking doomed. LOL. First off, buddy, I work in accounting. Second off, I was pre-med, and I do know that most people's hearts are on the left side. There are cases where people have hearts more on the right side. That is a thing. So,
Have you?
eight.
I would actually ask you to look up the term wild type and mutation or mutant. I would also like you to look up dominant versus recessive. I would also like you to look up anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So those words exist because while we look at the what we see the highest in population, we name them wild type, normal. Anything that is outside of that, we call it mutant or abnormal.
Right.
Sometimes in genetics, which is inaccurate, we call it recessive. But I can tell you that every person in this room or in the world right now who has 5 fingers and 5 toes, you have 2 recessive genes. Because guess what's dominant? 6.
6, yeah.
Also, if you are normal stature and you don't exhibit dwarfism is a dominant gene. So as soon as you want to come up here and explain to us how genetics work, while you have got a Google degree or you read a headline that one time, I think it's I miss it when idiots were quiet in the corner, but they're very loud on the internet with a bold headline that doesn't make any sense.
This is my only short. Come on. Do you want me to set up a video ninja link? Do you want to be able to come on, but you wouldn't be able to talk to Buffy? You should just come on TikTok mobile. Search me up. You don't need followers. You can get on live just as easy. Let's talk.
I don't do YouTube. That's up to you, bro. If you don't want to,
yeah. I mean, I can fight with them in the comments too. You can go over there and talk to him.
That's cool.
I want to keep it TikTok because Video Ninja gets like, it's a whole other program that you gotta like bring up and all of that. Like, I'd rather just get people to come onto TikTok. It's not hard.
The easier answer is he's scared of a Black woman, and God forbid he open another app to talk to him because, listen, I am scary. I get it. Someone who can come to you with facts, confidence, and the education to back it up usually is scary to people. But I mean, that's just my perception. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong. What do I know, right?
Chris Coley says Chris Coley 1817. What's up, atheistic globalists? What does that mean? Can you tell me what an atheistic globalist is and like why that is that like a derogatory? And by the way, Buffy is not atheistic. First off.
I'm not. I'm glad you remember that. But I did just say it 20 minutes ago. But
it's late. It's late here.
I will say though, it's interesting, like when you have a huge repertoire of words. Here's my other delivery. I said drop off.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna fight with chat for a little bit longer here. J-Man 21890 says socialism and communism are the same fucking thing, people. They are not.
Thank you so much.
No, socialism and communism are not the same thing. We have socialism in America right now. Roads are socialist. Congressional healthcare is socialist. That's socialism being practiced in America. Mitch McConnell's a little, if he's alive, stint in the hospital. Yeah. Paid for by taxpayers. That's socialized healthcare. Communism is a stateless, moneyless, and it has where the means of production go towards the labor instead of like a ruling class. It's stateless, it's moneyless. There's been no communist country. Marxist communism has never been practiced in reality. So yeah, it's just a theory. It's just a critique on capitalism. I want to chime. Yeah, I want to chime
Go
in.
On. If you can give us an example or an article of where Marxism was used, please. Otherwise, stop saying it. Stop saying it unless you can give an example where Marxism was practiced here. Spoiler alert, it doesn't exist.
J-Man 21890 says LMAO, right? 50% of our damn revenue goes to social programs. Unite. Okay, so you realize what socialism is then, and you know that it's not communism then, because to have communism, you can't have a state. You couldn't have a program, right, to like run these like socialized like ideas. Firemen, police, those are socialized, spent, it's taxpayer money. They are not private, so it is not capitalism. Like, so the police, that's socialism being practiced in America right now.
Ask him the percentage of our taxpayer dollars that go to the Department of Defense.
Amen.
I want to look that up.
Yeah, seriously.
Look that one up.
To be fair, though, the Department of Defense does have wings under it that do things like clinical trials.
Doesn't matter what's approved by the Senate.
Right, and they've failed every audit that they, like the last 8 audits that they've been through, and there's like billions of dollars that are just like they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you pay $600 for a pen?
They're saying 10%. 10% goes to the Department of Defense.
10%?
I say that's a lot,
bro. You should go look that up, my guy.
It's a lot. It's a lot more than 10%.
Yeah, you should go look that up. If 50% is going to social
security, there's like a pie chart. Yeah.
Listen, mind you, these are the same people who asked for extension on their taxes, particularly during C-19. These are day workers, contract workers who lost their contracts and did not have a problem get their unemployment check. They didn't have a problem filing for unemployment. Now, I don't have a problem with unemployment because at some point, all of us are going to fall on hard times. I paid into the system that I would hope to benefit from. I ain't got a problem with y'all. I got a problem with y'all want to come out of and what? Stick your nose up in the air? There is no way you are making 6 figures and you're on this app at 10 p.m. West Coast time on a goddamn Friday and you make 7 figures. That ain't happening.
Right.
No.
Wait, what's the 6? Oh, there we go. Defense 20%. That's the part of the pie chart that I wanted to show, anyways. But
it's closer to 30, but sure.
I mean, yeah, this is from NBC News, and who knows like how long ago this was, because I think they have upped the defense budget. Healthcare.
By the way, it's what
22%.
The next 6 biggest countries combined. 6. The next 6, the amount of money we spend on defense. The leader of the free world. We have to spend 6 times the budget of the next free world countries combined. Seriously? To protect us from who?
Yeah, it's too much.
All we do is invade other people right now. Who are we needing protection from? Canada?
They're trying to protect Israel. But by protect they mean, like bomb Iran.
That budget hasn't changed since the 60s.
Right.
So who are we practicing? Okay, Russia, sure. What? During the Cold War. Cold WR, sure. And space race. And although that was NASA, they put all the money. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying right now today, before this particular administration got office. Protect us from who?
Right.
Who? Canada? Mexico? Are you scared of Mexico?
They want to say Iran, but we are the aggressors in that situation, unfortunately, like historically and currently. My only comment is that someone spelled Andrew. Oh, I did spell Andrew Wilson wrong. Good. Fuck that guy. He's the worst. I don't know if you know who Andrew Wilson is, Buffy, but oh my god, he's a white nationalist.
Well, I love that I don't know who he is.
Yeah, and he's a bigot. He's like hates women. He's a misogynist. He claims that his version of Christianity is the only correct version, and I think it's like closer to like Calvinism, where it's just like, you know, if it happened to you, then that's what like God wanted, and basically stop lying about my boy Andrew. He's not the worst. Young boy, 1989.
Young boy, 1989.
1989, you ain't young.
You're not that young, my guy.
Even though my name does have Benny Boy in it. I thought about changing that to like Big Benny or something like that, but how am I lying about your boy Andrew?
It sounds like he's gonna be one of them ones that hang on to the last 3 strings of hair that he has left, kind of like Trump, because he thinks he's young. Young boy, 89, my guy.
Oh, okay. Well, I see that you have 1989. What's your age?
23.
Why do you have 1989 as your
My favorite year, bro.
Why?
It's the year before America became liberal.
Is that a Watchmen reference?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I figured. You don't know, but you want to make that a part of your identity online, but you don't.
No, it was just a username, bro. I was bored. I don't know.
It's just a username, bro.
So what do you like? What do you like about Andrew Wilson?
I prefer him to Candace Owens, and I don't think some of the stuff you said about him is right. But he's not like that great to be.
But that he's a white supremacist, and that he's a Christian nationalist.
He's a Christian nationalist. I don't think he's like.
Here's a direct quote from him. He says that socialist countries, countries that practice more socialism than America, such as like Sweden, or like Denmark, or I don't know if Denmark, but you know, the European countries, that they succeed because they have homogeny.
Higher homogeneity. Yeah, I've heard that. Well, that's the same argument Jordan Peterson makes. I mean, that's just like a
that's white supremacists.
No, he's just saying like
he's trying to say that since they're of the same ethnicity or similar, that's why they succeed. That they succeed because there's not diversity. It's anti-diversity, and that's white.
But that's also because it's like a small population that's like Northern European. They've been, benefiting from colonialism for like hundreds of years. Like it's kind of different.
And he wants homogeny with what looks like him.
But he's not. Hold on. What's the benefit of colonizers?
Well, do you not think that like there's material benefits for like European countries?
Can you give me one?
Material benefit. I just said they're economically better off.
Materials like what?
Like they're like the living standard of like Northern European countries are better.
So you think when the individuals who came over from the United Kingdom, when they came over to what is now called the America,
talking about
they benefited. I'm asking you because I want to understand if you know what the word means. You think they benefited from those individuals to come over with diseases, inability to wipe their own asses, and have any idea what soap is. So they came over to the indigenous tribes that have medicinal herbs, were able to grow their own crops, which they then taught said colonizers. And then after they taught said colonizers, because the colonizers was like, here, we have blankets and pew-pews for you. Therefore, you should give us everything you have.
And why do you think the colonizers
sir,
did
this
that?
has been documented. Read a book.
I don't
so when
deny
they gave them
them
the disease blankets, and they were unable to grow their own food because they didn't listen to instructions, they decided to just pillage and unalive everybody who was already here.
Why did they do
and
that?
then starve? So I'm asking you, what benefit they came over here they came over here to what? Give indigenous people a better life.
Other way around.
How?
Other way around.
To give them disease blankets and metals that spewed metal projectiles? Is that what you're saying the
It's
benefit was? I'm wondering.
No, I think you got it the other way around. Maybe you misunderstood. I'm
It's
saying
the
that,
other way around.
yeah, because they're not. Do you know what economic benefit means? It means that they're using the material wealth of the, other nations, other peoples, other tribes for their own benefit. That's what I'm saying.
So in the 1700s, they came over here and was like, hey,
well, 1500s,
to
1600s,
to an indigenous community in an unfounded, quote unquote, unfounded land.
Yeah, it's the new world.
They're going to say, hey, we'll give you economic wealth.
No.
Here's a blanket.
Wait, when did I say they're going to give them economic benefit? They're going to get economic benefit from them. What are you talking about? I'm not saying.
So
by taking their land and
that's what I just said.
and resources.
That's what I'm saying is that's what has led to the success of Northern European countries.
How?
Didn't you just agree that like that's how they've been able to become rich?
Is that what you think I just said? Is me agreeing with you?
No, but I mean you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that like these countries are benefiting from colonialism. You don't think that like European empires
colonizer behavior helps the
Sweden?
world. Is that what you're saying?
No, they don't help the world. I didn't say they help the world. I'm saying
I don't remember Swedish colonizers like Spain,
well, not Sweden
conquistadors.
Sweden,
and Spain is like famously not like a socialist, like centered country.
Are like
how did that work out in South Africa? That's a good one.
I mean, that didn't, but I'm saying Scandinavian countries, they don't do like a traditional kind of colonialism, but they do kind of neo-colonialism. They have like companies where they extract wealth from Africa and other poor countries. I mean, just kind of common sense. I feel like
you don't think sense. I'm glad you're up here to give it to us, because what the fuck do we know?
I'm just saying, like European nations and empires, they benefit for themselves. I'm saying not for the rest of the world, but to Europe, the money comes to Europe. The success comes to Europe.
And so that's a good thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that's what he said. That's what the perspective is. It's not a good or bad. It's just like it
is. Okay, so suck all the resources from every other culture and country so we can service the crown.
And that's what his argument actually is that's why they're able to do democratic socialism or social democracies in those countries, because they're already very wealthy.
I understand like his like might is right or whatever stance. Which is a little bit like Christian nationalist fueled. No, I would call it Christian.
It's kind of contradictory, I agree with you.
And like, but still, when you say a word like homogeny, in like
it's just a word to describe like
but when you think of homogeny means they all look the same.
Using words fucking wrong. You're saying a bunch of words that have two syllables and you think you're saying something.
Are you thinking of hegemony?
No.
Is he thinking of hegemony? Maybe.
No. Well, I mean, both apply, but I'm talking about.
No, they don't both apply.
I'm just using the word Andrew Wilsonism. I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, homogenous means they look the same. Like he'll talk about Japan a lot, and it's because ethnically Japan has a homogenous country. Pretty much
all empires though before.
Yeah.
For a second, I swear to God,
Buffy, you got the table.
I need you to stop for a second.
Sure.
I have no problem with him espousing whatever ridiculous argument he's about to say.
He's right.
Sir, I'm talking to the host. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with you use the words wrong because you don't know the definition. B, say the word wrong, which is why host and I were confused of what words you were trying to use. So what I'm trying to say, you need to know what you're talking about before you are speaking on it. Because being homogenous means equally seen. It based on what it looks like, it's the same. Basically, homo means same. Androgynous means kind of like what you see. Okay, I am an educator. I do this for a living, and it is like nails on a chalkboard when you guys come up here and just say a bunch of words that have two syllables, and you choke on the $2 word, and it's irritating. Okay.
And the point is right there. I mean, the point's right there. Andrew Wilson will not shy away from it. He might like wink, wink, nod, tongue in cheek.
Is he wrong?
But is he wrong?
He is wrong.
Yes, diversity. Do you know like the benefits of diversity, especially like cultural diversity?
It's been proven in many studies that
I think it's
corporations,
better-
it's been proven in many studies, early 90s, that the more diverse a board is in a Fortune 500 company,
That makes sense.
the better profits that they produce, because you have multiple ideas from multiple viewpoints from multiple areas giving you ideas. Because guess what? Your consumer is multicultural,
That's so real.
multi-gender. That's been proven. Also, same with how you treat people in the police force, in education. It's been proven multiple
We
times.
need more
So, and I'm
diverse
not
police.
done. So then on
No,
top
I'm
of
just
that,
trying to like. I get your point. I
you
wanna
said you made a
respond.
statement. I am clarifying it to you. So one of the authors of Project 2025, it was one of the people who was saying one vote, one household, and also how we need to restrict the vote of the Black individual. He wrote this in Project 2025.
I can't believe that shit
it's
too.
on the website. He got his PhD. He did his dissertation in the fact that the community that has the most growth is one of a Black matriarchy. That community will show the most growth time over time versus any other. Now, he came up with that, and he was the author who said that wasn't true. Let me look up his name, because I took notes, and I can give you the year of the dissertation in which he published it, and the school in which he published it.
Was it Stephen Miller, or was it Russell Vogt, or was it
Stephen Miller? That guy's the devil, man.
so you at least agree with that? I don't understand how you can like Andrew Wilson.
Is they're playing in our faces.
Kind of
Right, they are playing in our faces. They are playing in our faces.
No, Stephen Miller, I think, is like the devil himself. He's one of the worst human
Now
beings.
you're gonna pivot and change the subject.
I'm not pivoting.
You are.
I brought up
gonna
Stephen
bring this
Miller.
shit to you
No,
right
I just
now.
brought up Stephen Miller because Project 2025. That's how I got to that.
Kevin Roberts. His name is Kevin
okay.
Roberts.
Oh, that guy's just such a coward.
He
dude.
was
You see what
he was he was
so
he was one of the key writers in Project 2025.
That's wild.
His first dissertation. This is when he was getting his master's, 1791 to 1831. Community and the harmfulness and to undoing of the harmfulness is Black people and the matriarchal community. Then his defense of his PhD, 1740 to 1870. I can put it in the chat, showing that matriarchy.
I believe you. I just don't care about anything what Kevin Roberts has to say.
You want to get educated for free, right? Because I usually get paid a lot of
Why would
money
I
for
listen
this.
to how is Kevin
I usually
Roberts
get paid a lot of
educated?
money for this, and please find an article that says I'm wrong.
I'm not saying Kevin Roberts is wrong.
1740 to
I'm not saying you're
1840.
wrong.
This is his words, his
I don't care about Kevin
dissertation
Roberts,
that says
man.
the key success to a community is kinship, which is headed up by a matriarchy and based on his research. Mind you, this was in the 80s, was based on Black women. Black women move society. That was his conclusion.
Well, why would
Now
listen to
what?
Kevin Roberts? Isn't he a racist and a piece of shit?
He
Yeah.
he co-wrote the Project 25. What is he right now? He's a advisor to current President Trump.
Yeah.
He works. Yeah, he's the Heritage Foundation guy.
No. He's an advisor to President Trump right now.
But is he not working at the Heritage Foundation?
No,
they all,
not right now.
I mean, they were
Yeah.
at one
Well,
point.
He was like last year. I knew it last year. I'm not sure if he is right now.
What does
but
he do? He's just a political strategist that works, I guess, directly with president of the
I was
Heritage
right,
Foundation.
thank you. No, so that guy.
Okay.
So I know about Kevin Roberts. That guy's like such a grifter. Like he's
a Black
Zionist.
Kevin Roberts. The man is not Black.
No,
My guy.
Kevin
He's
Roberts.
white.
Who said Black? I said he's a grifter. I never said Black. I said Kevin Roberts.
He said Black Kevin Roberts. Host. He
Did not say Black Kevin
did
Roberts.
not.
I don't know. I was reading about how he was
He's white.
I know he's white.
Heritage
He's fucking
Foundation
Zionist, bro.
president. He's an incumbent.
He's not even white. He took his white card in, bro. He's
Ew,
solid for the
Wyoming
Israel, bro.
Catholic College.
He's not
He
even
took his
white.
white card in.
What
Yeah, I mean,
Are
you know,
Jewish people
was he
not
one of
white?
the like 3 people at
He's
Wyoming
Zionist, bro.
Catholic College?
Yeah. I
Does
don't know
that change them? Wait, if a Black person is Blaga, like a Black MAGA, does that stop
That's
them
not-
from being Black?
Well, I mean, that's kind of being like a, what do you call it? Like a, they're
No,
betraying the race.
if a Jewish individual is an anti-Semite, does that stop them from being Jewish?
But I mean, it just disrespects their own history, man, their own background. If these
It makes him a
does Blaga.
hypocrite, but
Neither does Blaga.
it makes them a hypocrite at the very least. Kevin
Latinos
Roberts.
for Trump.
Yeah,
Doesn't
those
stop
guys
them.
are idiots. Those guys are total idiots. My thing is someone like Kevin Roberts He's like a literal.
You didn't know who he was 5 minutes ago.
I did. I said he worked at the Heritage Foundation before this guy even knew.
I'll back him up. He did say that. Bro,
he's a grifter. He's a Zionist.
I said who was the author in
white people.
2025 who worked for a current administration and he didn't know?
I didn't know he worked still for the administration. I assumed after last year's debacle he might have been fired because he.
You didn't know his history because I just told you.
I knew his history. I just didn't know if he was still because last year there was people trying to.
You didn't know he wrote for the Heritage Foundation and you didn't know what his
PhD
credentials were.
I didn't know his PhD exactly, but I knew of him because I know he's a grifter.
Is there anything you can tell me you don't know? Because you know everything.
I just said I don't know the PhD.
I knew. And why are you so hyped, bro?
I'm just
you're making me anxious.
I'm sorry, I'm very hyper. I have like ADHD or something. I'm sorry. My apologies.
I kind of want to circle back to Andrew Wilson. I almost said Andrew Tate. And I really don't put the two different. I don't put the two very different in my head. But I just want to know, like, what is the appeal for Andrew Wilson?
Let me actually defend him for a second. I like that at least he's fighting against Candace Owens. I think that woman is the spawn of Satan.
I don't disagree with the second part of what you just said.
Yeah. So like, there's one good. That's something that he's doing that's good. Also, I think he's not really like that extreme as people like paint him out to be. I think he's more moderate. He's become more moderate in the past few years. And I don't know. I kind of like some of his
past few years. My buddy. Okay, so my buddy RTP debated him once.
Ron the Ball?
It means riding the pine. But anyways, RTP, he's on YouTube. He's a political TikToker. He's been on like Jubilee and shit. But like he debated Andrew Wilson once, and it was like the most like he tried to get into like meta ethics where he's like, you don't even know what good means.
That's how Wilson debates. He does this whole thing where he's like, well, let me discuss.
Yeah, and that's a cop out, dude. That's like that's not good debate. Like that's like if you want to debate a topic, don't pivot to like meta ethics, like meta and metaphysics. Like what the hell is that?
I'll say this. You guys
like talk about the actual shit.
Yeah, I agree. But in terms of like from the right wing perspective, this guy I think is one of the better voices in the right because he's like always butting heads against some of the worst voices in the right. Like,
I honestly. Okay, I'll agree with you. Like, I think he's smarter than he puts on. I think that what he's doing is like calculated.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I wish the guy would just like be reasonable, and like. But that don't make you money, I guess. But still, dude, like that's dangerous. Like some of the shit that he like fucks around with, and. That's what I'm saying. Like Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens are the worst. Like it's funny because like a lot of people right now are talking because they debated.
Candace, I think, is worse.
They debated and they debated over the weirdest like Charlie Kirk stuff. But
dude, did you watch that debate? Tell me.
Yeah. I watched it.
I couldn't watch. It was the worst like content I've ever.
It was like repeating the same shit over and over. But I will say that Candace, she whooped him. I'm sorry, but
I think he just was not really like ready or I don't know. He wasn't like the best.
He was just his foot was going. He was wanting to smoke. Yeah, Buffy. I don't know if you know much about Andrew Wilson. You've probably seen like viral clips of him where he can't open the pickle jar. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's an olive jar.
It's an olive jar, yeah, but still, the girl, she's cool too. She fucking opens it like it's no big deal. And it's like, dude, just like don't be fucking. I don't know.
She gained aura. I do like how like it is sort of interesting how the not to make this a different thing, but like the women in the left wing spaces, like liberal spaces, are just so much more competent than the men in left wing spaces. I think. But there's
in left wing spaces, I would say that women are more competent than men for sure. In left wing.
But in the right wing spaces, the guys dominate.
So I see. Okay. And Candace Owens does stick out. I mean, Candace Owens dominates a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think it's, you know what I've been thinking recently is that a big part of the reason she's like so beloved.
It's because she's a lesbian. Like,
the conspiracy,
are you saying that she's a lesbian?
Who?
I think this is not a conversation for me because you guys are going full on. I don't understand.
We're going full on like boy talk.
No, I don't understand the argument, us and them and whatever. I care about people who are right. I could give a shit what's in your fucking pants. I give a shit who you vote for.
Your gender.
I stop.
Go on.
You guys want to have bro time? This isn't for me. I have nothing against
The
it.
guys always.
No, I'm here for a conversation. Let's talk.
But I have no interest.
And by the way,
she
box is open
but
for
in this
anybody.
Situation, but another person, they smoked him. But the girls in this situation are better. But the guys is dumb ass shit to me. You guys are sitting here arguing over my rights. These people want all these goddamn shut up. And that'll be the last time I fucking say it. When I address you, you may speak again.
Yes, ma'am.
What I am saying is these individuals want to go back and forth on the internet and it's entertainment with you because you guys are some motherfucking white dudes. I don't care if you gay, straight, or whatever. You are white men. When you walk outside, the police look at you as white men. Again, I have not addressed you. Shut the fuck up.
They were talking to me.
Are you talking? Yeah.
No. What? Okay.
Talk about both of us, I think.
I want you to understand my point of view. You guys want to go back and forth and talk about this, and this. When this individual got in the office, because I live in Arizona, immediately went back to the 1864 rule.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. Like,
and I didn't have access to my bodily autonomy, period, until months later. When then at least I got 12 months or 12 weeks, and even then. I still have to petition the court. I don't even know I'm pregnant until 8 weeks. And still to this day, should someone essay me, I have to, if my assayer is caught, found guilty, and adjudicated, let's say it's 7 years later, because of course there's a statute of limitations on essay.
For 7 years?
7 years later, and they want to show up and they want a paternity test. Come to find out, they are the one who essayed me. And am responsible for said child I was forced to have. I now have to give them visitation legally in Arizona. Look it up and tell me I'm wrong. I have to give my assayer visitation to my child. I am forced to do that for until the age of 18. God forbid, they get probation. He said, she said, you were too drunk. What did you have? Why were you out? What were you wearing? Which is usually what happens to us. Now, you guys want to go back and forth about who argumented what. Let's talk about education, right? Who is allowed to go to what schools, where? Because now we got rid of DEI because God forbid any person of color, woman, black person of color, you're just giving everything. Look at what happened to our federal government. Look at what's happening to our military service. The first motherfuckers they got rid of were black people, okay? And what did they do? The pension's gone, right? Because they spent that shit. But Doge, we got rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. I hope you enjoyed your Doge check. Or let's talk about the LGBTQ community. Now, they can't be in the military, thank God. And then let's just talk about, well, is it really healthcare? Even though Head's Breath just got on the goddamn internet, it was like, well, every male should get testosterone, but that's obviously completely different. So while you guys want to come up here and talk about who won what debate, I, as a black woman, will sit here and bear the brunt of because you guys want to have a fun time having a goddamn conversation. Now you may speak.
Thank you, Queen. I don't know, I feel like you can still have conversations about fun topics, even in serious times. But
yeah, of course you can say that because you're not the one suffering. And I am highly educated, overly educated, and it still fucking touches me. Okay, I've done everything right. I dedicated my life to education. I dedicated my life to science. I made sure I didn't have children. I made sure I did not become a baby mama, even though every time I come up here like, oh, is BM baby mama? That happened even up here and the last life. Or let's say I go into an all white life, they'll just call me Snap. Yeah, they'll just call me Snap, right? Because I'm black and clearly I'm on welfare. Or when I go on a first date, they'll just no, shut up. Even when I go on a first date, they'll be like, well, how many kids do you have? Now, what's your education? What do you do? How many kids do you have? I am presumed in every facet of life. When I go to the grocery store, little old ladies cut me off. My receipt is always checked at Walmart while I watch 8 other people walk past me. That's me every fucking day. You know, and I still suck it up and deal with it. But to sit on this live with supposed a friendly, while you guys go back and forth and have a kiki about how funny it is to have a conversation of which liberal's really liberal, but not that liberal, but one conservative's okay, is slightly offensive to me. It is.
White people living the life is just, that's offensive. I
Whoa, no,
understand.
what? I'm
White people shouldn't be
confused.
breathing until black bodies are comfortable. I agree. I kind of get the sentiment.
Yeah,
But
and
See, he thinks
I
that's
mean, I
funny.
could have
He
changed the.
thinks that's funny, and he's gonna go to his friends and say that's what I said, when that is nowhere near what I just said.
I know that's not what you said, but it just is kind of a little bit silly.
It's not funny.
You're like venting your frustrations to us.
I am not venting my frustrations.
like you're
I'm telling you
projecting,
the fucking
lady.
truth.
I
You
know you're
never
telling the
heard
truth,
it
but it's
given
not
to
like
you
we
that
didn't
way.
do that to you, lady. We didn't do that to you.
You
I mean,
did.
just-
Chat,
You just
chat, I'm not
disrespected
gonna
me.
lie, chat. I'm gonna speak directly to chat. I have no fucking clue what's even going on.
Thank you,
like
dude.
right now.
Yeah, thank you, Benny boy.
No, like
Yeah.
seriously, between either of you or anything, I think I'm going to clear the panel and actually restart on
Honestly, that's a good
TikTok.
idea. Get
So
this.
yeah, let's have a good just
All right, man. Bye bye.
reset and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Have a good day, you handsome boy.
Thank
I
you.
didn't mean that in a weird way.
No,
You're a good-looking guy.
you're fine,
You're-
I guess. I don't know.
You're a cute guy.
Thanks. Wow. Okay. Are you guys still watching on YouTube? Like what? I don't even know what just happened. I'm not gonna lie. I usually have pretty good logic, and I could not follow the line of logic that just happened. Like I get like being upset. And people have like hardships in their lives, and don't get me wrong, intersectionality, misogyny, racism, things like that exist, and I recognize that. And maybe I need to do better. You know, maybe we all need to do better in saying and speaking only on these topics. I was just getting on late, and I wanted to talk about Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens because I think it can branch out into other discussions. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're just coming on, tap on the back of the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Otherwise, if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like the stream, subscribe over to Deconstruction Junction. I try and be on more. It's a lot of Volsi lately because I do work quite a bit. But I had some time tonight, so I was like, let's make it a little late night. Let's do some late night talking. We don't need to talk about just these either. Like if somebody wants to bring up a topic, I'm more than happy to discuss that. So anyways, YouTube, TikTok, tap the screen, share the live out. Let's get some stuff going. Hey, MLM, what's up? I don't know if they're going to push me now on TikTok. YouTube, why YouTube? Why can you get a guest feature that like works like TikTok? That's all I'm asking for. And that's all I would like. Let's see what is going on. Why am I getting no motion here on TikTok? Like at all. I was getting motion earlier. Was it because I did a reset? Buffy, if you're out there, if I offended you in any sort of way, I am very sorry for that. And I would appreciate like if you wanted to like message me if I said or did something that was like specifically offensive, so I can definitely, not do that in the future. I am the type of person that wants to learn from their lessons. You did apparently get upset. So I'm sorry, and yeah. I am not a bad person, and I definitely want to always grow. Anyways, moving forward, 3 topics here. I got Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens are the worst. Is it Owen or Owens? You know what? No, I gotta check. It's Candace Owens. Why am I saying Owen? There's an S at the end of that. If you would like to join, you can guest up. I'm not getting any motion again. You know, I'm gonna reset one more time on TikTok because I think something didn't start out right. I'm still here though, YouTube. You have nothing to worry about. How's your guys' night going? Anything going on? Anything crazy? Any crazy lives that you've been in? I can change my prompt to like let's talk so I don't like offend anybody or something. I don't know. I feel like we don't need to talk about Andrew Wilson and Candace Owen, I guess. Let's see. Go live. Costco and Sam's, it's part of the membership. Do people actually like Candace? I thought they just watch her for her outrage entertainment. I don't know, beloved. Do people actually like watch Candace, like not ironically? Hi there, first time. Nice to meet you, Lisa. Angry female. Yeah, Buffy was upset. It did seem like Buffy was upset, and I don't want that to be a thing. What's this co-host button? Why was it pink? Anyways, I have the multi-guest box open. If you are just coming in on TikTok, please tap the screen, share the live out. Let's get this live going. Come on, let's get pushed out into the algorithm. Let's get in on things. Hey, AK. Let's get talking. It's a late night, and I want to chat. Las Vegas. Lisa, you're in Las Vegas. I was just in Vegas last April or May. And it was a good time. I had a really good time in Vegas. Actually, at one point, I think I was at the coolest place that you could be in Vegas. Can I not get YouTubers in? I can through Video Ninja. Let's try it out here. Give me a second. If you type in tinyurl, I have to read. I think I have a thing that I can put up. To join. Yeah, you can go to tinyurl.com/deconcall, and I can get you in, I believe. At least on YouTube, I can get you in. And I could probably get you in another way. If you're there, go to that website and you can get on and we can talk. And I can try and get your sound to work on TikTok. In the meantime, TikTok, tap on the screen, share the live out. Let's get some discussions going. The guest box is open if you would like to join. We got just a couple of things. RFK is not better than Fauci, and Democratic Socialists are not communists. We can also talk about any other subject or just chat, you know. I'm here to chill. Hey, CTW. How's it going? JD, how's it going? Decent, yeah. Late night. I was playing with Bowie earlier. We were playing The Big Walk. It was pretty fun. Wim was there. I had a good time. I was pretty energized afterwards, and I was like, hey, I haven't gone live in a while. Let's go live. That sounds dirty. It was not dirty. It was actually cute and fun. But I do like where your mind is. What the heck? Live disconnected. Is it a...
Hang on, I can't hear you.
Oh, there you are. You can't hear me?
I can't hear you at all. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Hold on.
Hang on, let me see.
No, it's me. Oh, it's me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, Cloud. Hold on. Give me just 1 second. Talk again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you there. Let me see if I can
All
get
right.
you on anything else. Can you say something real quick?
Yeah, can you hear me? Testing. Hello.
Can you hear that TikTok if you're watching? Let me know. All right. So what do you want to talk about?
Did you want to wait and see if the people on TikTok can hear it, or?
I'm pretty sure they can because I can see
Okay.
every time you talk, like my little thing goes up.
Right on. So we were kind of talking in the chat about meta ethics. So I
Oh
thought we'd
yeah,
talk
meta
about
ethics.
meta
Yeah.
ethics. Yeah. So
So
I would. Yeah, you
atheists
go ahead.
have no ground is what your argument is, that we have no ground to base our ethics off of. And I would just simply say back to you, what ground do you have, and like, can you prove it?
Okay, that's a fair question. But I would say my main argument is that from my own worldview, it's consistent and coherent that I believe things are good or bad. Whereas from your point of view, it isn't consistent. So you're kind of arbitrarily choosing things to say are good or bad, like, trans rights, for example, something like that, like something Andrew Wilson would be against, because I think I mentioned him. So it's like,
Yeah.
from your own worldview, that's not actually bad or evil. It's not consistent for you to think that, but from my worldview, it would be. Now, I am a Christian, so my ethics would be based in Christianity, though.
Right. But
So
you would have to, I mean, would you agree that if you are going to base your ethics off of Christianity, then, and I might even concede some of the point just to like get to this point, is do you agree that you agree with all of like Christian ethics, if you will?
well, I'm a confessional Lutheran, so I believe in
Oh, so you're a fake
confessing to
Christian.
Lutheranism.
I mean, get out of here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
You're reformist. I get it.
Yeah. So I would say, yes, I believe in the what the church
So you're
teaches.
fine with slavery is what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm not fine with slavery.
Well, Christian ethics would disagree with you then. And I would say that
What
you
what
are
Christian
not
ethics
are not
says we should
going.
have slavery?
Have you ever read the Old Testament?
Yeah, but those laws don't apply to us
Why?
anymore.
Jesus said that the law of Moses will never die until the earth actually will stay until the earth and the heavens die, which is a Jewish concept, because the Jewish people actually have the idea is they don't have like a heaven, that the earth and heavens, which is the sky, like die and a new earth comes, which is what Jesus is actually referring to, because he was Jewish.
Yeah, well, Jesus, being the one who gave the law of Moses, would be able to be the one to interpret the law of Moses, and Jesus is not for slavery.
Well, whether or not you want to say that Jesus is God,
Yeah, I do. I mean, that's
is
the
another
Christian
thing,
paradigm. So
right?
what I'm telling you, that's the
It's
Christian
also a
paradigm.
Christian
I'm not.
paradox, if you will, right?
How so?
It's a Christian. It's three people can't be one.
Oh, you want to go to the Trinity?
That just goes. I know, but anyways, let's get back to the ethics. All right, slavery.
Okay.
Jesus, actually, more than slavery. We don't have to include slavery, but I do want to mention slavery, because I think that any religion that thinks that slavery is good has like no say in whether or not ethics, like anything, is good. Because if you think slavery is good, then fuck your ethics. Beyond that, yes, Jesus was for slavery. Not only that, he was for unaliving your children if they do not obey their mother and father. He actually had an argument with the Pharisees. I think in a few of the Gospels, in which he talks about how they are perverting the Jewish law, the law of Moses, the same law that is pro-slavery, that they are perverting that because they are taking Corban at the temple instead of unaliving the child that is going against their parent. And Corban, what that means is that they pay a price, or like they give a gift instead of giving up their child. The Mosaic Law says nothing of Corban. And if you go to the verse, like it actually like describes all of this. I mean, I could try and find it for you.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that Jesus was pro-slavery. Christianity is pro-slavery. There's no getting around it.
It's not. I mean,
it's just part of your ethics. Plurality.
You're just asserting that.
I don't think that you can bridge over, so I do have to keep you on mute. Actually, let me unmute. Plurality. Can I get your age real quick, just for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, I'm 38.
All right, just one moment while I finish this, because you guys won't be able to hear each other. That's the only thing. I got him on a different program. Okay, so did you have you like followed what I've been saying though?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah, you're just misinterpreting the text.
Misinterpreting? I think I am like reading the text exactly for what it says.
But you're not, like, you're reading it from your own. I mean, you're not. That's not what it says. Jesus is not for killing.
Mark 7 through 11, or Mark 7 verse 11 is where he mentions the word Corban. I'm getting this from gotquestions.org.
He's dedicated to God.
A dedication to God, a gift.
Yeah.
In that time, actually, the gift was considered, either like coinage. Sometimes they may like give something in its stead. The only people in the Mosaic Law, which I've read through Leviticus, ungodly amounts, and I've read through Deuteronomy, and the only people that should be like, forgiving any kind of sin or like giving any. Oh,
so I just want to be clear really quick.
You get back out.
I just want to be clear really quick. Are you saying Jesus commanded a child to be killed? Like saying they should do that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying
that's not true. Jesus never says that.
Yeah, he does. When he's talking about washing his hands.
No. He's talking about the commandment to honor your father and
mother. Yes, and
have you read the Levitical? You should be allowed to kill your kids.
Yeah, you are supposed to. You're supposed to unalive the children. Do you want me to pull it up in Leviticus?
Yeah, he's not referencing that.
Then what is he referencing?
He's talking about. Well, I'd have to go back and look at. You said it's Mark 11, right? Okay.
Mark 7 verse 11 is where he talks about Corban, and his point is that you're being hypocrites, right? He's not actually saying right now like go stone a child, but he's saying
he's not saying that. He's not saying stone a child at all. You're trying to really you're trying to make
following the law. If he is not trying to be a hypocrite, then he also has to agree that you should stone your child instead of pay Corban. So Jesus is for unaliving children.
No, he's not. That's
their
not
mother
true.
Or father. If Jesus says the Mosaic law will live until the heavens and earth end,
so why don't Christians? Why haven't Christians done
heaven
that?
and earth end? And the Mosaic law is Leviticus and Deuteronomy for the most part. I mean, there's a little bit in Exodus.
Then can you explain to me why no Christian tradition does that or has done that?
Because it's ridiculous. Because it's bad. Because Christianity
they haven't even done it for the past 2,000 years. So they haven't even done it for the past 2,000. Can you hear me? Am I muted?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
No. So they haven't done it for the past 2,000 years, but you are reading this into this.
No, I'm saying that Jesus, the person you're basing your ethics on, if you want to be a Christian.
Not just me. Dude, do you not understand what I'm asking you? Has the church practiced what you're saying Jesus is saying here?
Yeah,
have they done that
the
for the past
church
2,000
doesn't get
years?
Jesus either.
The church doesn't get Jesus for the past 2,000 years, but you do.
I'm just reading the text. I don't think the guy even existed. I'm just saying if
That's
they're
not
going
what
by
it
the
says.
text,
You're not interpreting the text properly. That's not what it means. It is not. Jesus does not command you or say you should kill
he's
your
calling
children.
them hypocrites. He's saying that you guys are taking Corbin instead of stoning your children, so you're hypocrites.
No, that's not it at all. He said,
Okay,
for Moses said, honor your father and mother, and he who curses a father and mother, let him be put to death. But you say, if a man says to his father or mother, whatever profit you might be received from Corbin, that is a gift from God, then you no longer let him do anything for his father or his mother, making the word of God of no effect through your tradition, which you have handed down, and many things you do.
okay. Did you just listen to what you just said? You can read it
Yes.
slowly. Like we can read it in parts if you want. Like read the first part.
You're taking this one passage here, but this is a whole thing of him going through what the Pharisees talk about. He is not saying you can kill your kid.
He absolutely is. Read it again.
Hang on, I'm going ahead of it real quick. Because it's about context. You can't just read one little passage out of it. Because
wish I
if
had
this was
Joel's
true,
context
if
song
this
right
was
now.
true, hold on, wait. If what you're saying is true about this, then the church would have practiced this at least in the first 400 years, wouldn't they?
Do you think
Isn't
the
that a
church
logical conclusion?
does the church follow the Mosaic law like at all?
No, because we're not bound to the Mosaic law.
Who says that? Because Jesus doesn't.
Paul says that, but Jesus
Who
fulfilled
the
the law.
fuck is Paul?
Saint Paul?
Yeah. Who is he?
You don't know who
Like,
Saint Paul
no,
is?
I know who he is, but I'm saying like compared to Jesus, who the fuck is he?
So Jesus fulfilled the law
Okay, what do
when
you
he
mean
died
by
on the cross
fulfilled?
in the theology.
In the same verse that you're mentioning right now, it says that I came not to abolish the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them.
Yeah, fulfill the law.
What does that mean
So
to you?
the law has been fulfilled, and we are not bound to the laws of
Also,
Moses.
hi Brian.
in that
Long
way.
time no see. Long time. I miss you, guy. Sorry.
But this
Sonia.
is getting away from
YouTube.
my original point. This is actually, and I wanted to kind of, you think this is like a gotcha here, but it's really not. Because if this was true, the church would have practiced this at some point in history.
Hypocrisy.
No, hold on. You gotta let me
The church
finish.
has never been interested in actually following any
So
of
you're
the
just
doctrine.
asserting that.
The
You're
New
just asserting
Testament
that.
is written
Hold on.
based
Can I
off of
finish the
bad
sentence?
translations of the original Hebrew because
Can I finish the
it was
sentence, man?
translated from Greek from the Septuagint. So
Yeah, can I finish
they
the
get
sentence?
things wrong. They're trying to force Jesus into this
Okay.
prophet scenario, this Messiah scenario.
No. Okay, this is all just your opinion. Can I finish my sentence, please?
Sure.
Okay, so you have actually pivoted from the original topic, which was
The
can you
ethics.
ground your ethics in anything?
Can I ground
So
my
you
ethics?
wanted to
I've grounded
switch
my-
it to
Sure.
hold
Do you
on.
want me to ground my
I'm
ethics in
not finished
something?
talking, man.
The United Nations. I ground my ethics in the United Nations like treatment of other humans.
Why ought we listen to the United Nations?
I don't
Who
know.
gives them authority?
Why the hell are we listening to the Bible? And at the same time,
It's
cherry
not the
picking it.
Bible. If you have a grounding,
point-
if you believe in
My
a
real
God,
point is
hold on. No. You're not letting me finish.
ethics
If you
and
believe in a
morals-
God, you can have objective ethics. If there is no God, there is no objective ethics. That was the original point.
if there is a God, then we have a lot more to even like deal with. Now, as far as like objective ethics, even if God existed, it's still subjective to God, right? Because God could change. God does change.
No, God doesn't change.
God does change. Oh my gosh.
How do you know that? Okay, what do you mean? Are you just asserting
Okay.
that? But what do you mean when you say that?
When God looked at the earth before the flood and decided to flood the earth, did he not regret?
He regretted some. I know there's some things it says in there.
Is that not
he
a change
regretted.
in what you're doing?
No, well, God doesn't operate when you say change. So, like, God is not in the same category of things that are like in the temporal world. He's a transcendent being. So
you're just defining God into something that does not exist to me.
So let me ask you this: If God exists, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: If God exists,
in a transcendent world,
if God exists, is He necessarily a different type of being than anything in the temporal world? Yes or no?
if God, can you ask that again one more time?
If a God exists, is He necessarily going to be completely different from anything in the temporal world? To which you cannot do a one-to-one thing. Say, well, since He changed here, it's the exact same thing as when a human changes.
Okay, could
Their
God
mind,
be
that's something.
in your
A timeless
scenario?
eternal being doesn't operate like
Okay,
how you think things they
then I
should.
disagree, because God could be a programmer and we could be in a program.
That's not part of the question. Though. That's completely a different thing. You're just like inserting your own thing into what I'm asking.
You're saying temporal reality, like our own reality.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything outside of our own reality could be that we're in a simulation.
What is that? I'm not even sure what you're. Why you're
if
bringing
it's a
that up.
simulation, there's somebody creating the simulation. And you're saying
Yeah.
that this thing has to exist necessarily, right?
No, I'm saying if it does exist, it's necessarily completely different from us. So when you say,
Completely
well, God
different.
said
I
He
don't know if it
regretted
is
this,
completely
it's
different.
changed.
It might not be completely different, other than the fact that it has a program.
Well, this being would be an eternal being, so it would have no beginning, no end. That is completely different from us. So we're created. This thing would be
okay. So
this would be
now you're
uncreated.
presuming, you're making an assumption that we are created. Who said that we were created? Why couldn't it be that matter has always existed? And
Well,
that
first of all, we were
are just
talking about a
random, and we are
hypothetical.
random
So
collections of matter. And
we were
then,
talking about
and within that random collections of matter, how do morals become objective?
Okay, we were talking about a hypothetical, so I was defining what God I'm talking about. I wasn't talking about a simulator creator. I'm
saying
talking about the theistic God.
That if
And
a
in
God
that
were to
worldview,
exist, I
my God.
deny that a God exists.
Okay, but we're doing a hypothetical right now. It doesn't matter if you deny it or not.
Then I disagree with your hypothetical. The person
I haven't even
outside
finished the hypothetical. You haven't let me finish the hypothetical.
Okay,
I haven't even
finish
finished
the
it.
hypothetical.
What I was saying, because we were talking about it, and you switch it to, oh, it could be a simulation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the eternal God described in the Bible. No beginning, no end.
The
So
eternal.
would that God, this is the question, would that God necessarily be completely different from everything in the temporal world by its very nature?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's all I was saying. So when you read it and you says God regrets this or God was jealous and all this, and you're relating it to it like a human, for one thing, the Bible is inspired,
So
through the Holy
we
Spirit,
just
but it's
can't fathom it.
you can't. Yes, yeah, essentially, yeah.
Then what are we discussing? That's a thought stopping answer.
It's
right?
not thought stopping. That was just to refute your point earlier that when you were saying that
That's like me being like, oh, we can't fathom. And once again, you're like creating this non-existent, it could be anything, right? I could also say that
it can't be anything.
there's a stronger anything that eats the anything you're discussing.
You can't.
You're
not
defining
from
a
how I've
God
had
into
it set.
existence.
You logically can't from how it's set up. So what you would do, so then I could just say, well, another bigger thing comes and eats the thing you just put out there, and then we could do that infinitely. That's an infinite regress. That's not going to get that.
Infinite regresses. I don't see any problem with them.
You don't see any problem with infinite?
No. Do you understand quantum mechanics?
You don't need to understand quantum mechanics to formulate,
Do you understand set theory?
You don't have to understand every little facet of set theory, quantum mechanics to understand at a lay level.
We use an infinite universe model a lot of the times, like when we are talking about calculus. Do you know what an asymptote is?
What does this have to do with anything?
Because infinite exists.
conceptually, nobody has proven infinite exists in the world.
We
That's
use
not
it
true.
all the time in calculus. Do you know
Yeah,
what
calculus is conceptual. That's what I just said. So math is completely conceptual.
Okay. So
Is that not
I
true?
agree.
Is that true or not?
I agree with that.
Okay, so that is just a conceptual thing, but there's no actual proof that there is infinity, that the universe is going on infinitely, or anything like that.
Then
So
there's
that's all
no proof of
conceptual stuff.
God.
There's nothing about that is true at all.
Is God infinite?
God is eternal.
Infinite?
No, he's eternal.
Eternal? Infinite?
See a distinction between them. So infinite.
Okay, does eternal have a beginning and an end?
No, but infinite kind of implies there's like these set points in the middle of them all, and it just like it has no ending. It's not. It's eternal in one sense. I understand that, but I wouldn't define God as infinite. Maybe it's a little too new agey, but I mean he's eternal.
I'll take
So
it. You kind of you explained yourself.
yeah.
All right. I still
I mean,
don't
my
understand
main-
how this like your morals that you're trying to claim objectivity to, which there is none, right? I think
No.
we can agree.
I'm not claiming objectivity. I'm saying from my foundation up, my worldview is more consistent and coherent from its foundation up than yours is. So
Mine
if
is
I think
a Midwestern American secular humanist, like watched The
I read-
Simpsons moral view, because that's just that's how you gain morals. I think there might be a biological aspect to it a little bit, but for the most part, it's learned.
Yeah, I rest my case. Everything you just said is exactly. I couldn't have said it better. It's exactly my point. Like you're just pulling your morals from whatever you want. They're not actually objective. So when you get,
Neither did
up
you.
in a
Okay,
hold
now you are
on,
claiming
man.
objectivity. You just earlier said
No, I'm not claiming objectivity. I'm
You
saying
just said
from
they're objective.
from the base of your worldview, it doesn't follow that you should get emotional about any kind of like left-wing cause or anything like that. I'm just using those as an example because I'm assuming you probably
Because I'm
care
just
about
like some
causes like that.
automaton.
No, you can choose to care about that if you want, but it has no ultimate meaning. So really, if you were wise, you would live stoically.
Meaning is
and
what
not,
you
not
make of
care
it.
as much.
Meaning is what you make of it. This
That's
is
an
the human
assertion. You have to
experience.
prove that.
No, honey.
Okay, that's a
Honey,
positive claim.
honey moment.
Don't do the honey
The only
thing
thing that
Come on, man.
exists.
Come on.
I'm gay. Let it go. The only thing that exists that we know for a fact are you and I right now talking. Okay. There's nothing more.
We don't know that like people are walking around in Tokyo right now.
Of course, there's humans that exist. When it
Okay,
comes
so
to
there's
morals,
more outside of just you and me. So that's not that statement wasn't true at all. Like,
so
what
when
do you
it
mean?
comes
Can
to
you clarify
morals,
what you mean when you say that? Do what?
we make meaning out of things. Humans make meaning out of
Right.
things.
But are you admitting that
Are you
what
not
you
an
think?
individual? Are you an automaton?
No, I'm just asking. Are you admitting that your morals are totally your own? They're subjective. There's not actually anything
And
universally
so
good
are
about
yours. Yeah,
caring
your
about this
morals
stuff.
are subjective too.
No. I mean, from your foundation up, from your own worldview, they
No,
don't
it's just
actually matter in your own
logically
worldview.
consistent.
Yes, I would agree. I think if you're an atheist, it's logically consistent to not believe that there's anything good about
Even if you're a
supporting
Christian,
trans stuff. No, from the Christian point of view, if you believe in God, it actually you have to be good because you're obligated to because you believe there is real good and real evil.
what is good?
Now you're
Is
asking, you're
slavery-
taking it one step
is
further and
slavery
asking,
good?
can that be proven?
No. Is slavery
But
good?
you're just asserting that that's what the Bible teaches when it doesn't. You're
in Leviticus
completely
chapter
misinterpreting
25,
it.
44 through 46. It
Yeah,
absolutely
Christians
says
don't
it's
follow
fine.
Leviticus like that.
Then they're not following Jesus.
They are following Jesus. Jesus is the one who can interpret the law.
Oh my God!
But
How
he
many
has
times do I have to
fulfilled the
say
law.
this? I'm just going by your text, bro. Your texts alone. We just have talked about
Does-
Mark.
Does Jesus
In
say
Matthew, Jesus
that-
says that the laws of Moses will live until the heavens and the earth die.
And what does Jesus say the laws of Moses are?
The Mosaic law of Okay,
No,
so
when
when
the
he says,
Pharisees ask him what the
do you
law
have
is,
you ever
what
like
does he
looked
say?
at the
When the
verses
Pharisees,
themselves? Hold on, let
when
me
the
look up
when the
Bible Gateway. I want to show you something. Now, Jesus is referring to two books. Back then, we now call it the Tanakh,
what
which
does
is
he
the
say? What
Torah.
does
Listen,
Jesus say?
listen up. I'm teaching you something.
I don't
Okay,
need to be taught. You've been talking this whole time. I haven't been able to get
but
a word in.
the two books that Jesus is referring to in Matthew when he says that the laws of Moses, I come not to abolish the law, but to fulfill
That's not
them.
what I'm about to ask you.
And
I'm
the
asking
law
you
will
what the Pharisees.
last forever until the heaven and earth die. He's talking about two books. The law, which is Torah, that is a Jewish term. And then there's the prophets, the Nevi'im. Together, they're called the Tanakh nowadays. But
What
back
does Jesus say
then,
the
they
law
were two
is?
separate books.
What does he say the law is?
The law is the first 5 books allegedly
And when he's
written by
asked by the
Moses, the
Pharisees,
Mosaic law. The law is Genesis,
does
Exodus,
Jesus sum up the
Numbers,
law for the
Deuteronomy.
Pharisees?
It is
Yeah, but
Leviticus,
what
and
you're
there you go,
failing to
5
understand is
books.
Jesus sums up the two the
I just
laws
named. Can you
in
name
two
the first
phrases.
5 books of the Old Testament?
Yes, but I'm not
Name
going to do
them
this.
right
Can you
now. I
name? No, I'm
literally
not
just
doing
named
that
them.
game with you. I'm not doing that game. So I'm going to say this. Jesus says the law, all of the law hinges on these two commandments. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. If your neighbor is your slave, that's not really loving your neighbor, is it?
Wow.
Yes or no?
You just found a contradiction within your own book.
How's that a contradict? What do you mean it's a contradiction?
Because the Levitical law, which is taken, the love your neighbor is actually taken from an older law of Hammurabi, which is even taken from an older law, at
Doesn't
least that
matter.
we
Can get to
know
the
of,
point.
which is taken from a stupid concept, or not a stupid concept, a
Just
good
get to the
concept
point, man.
of reciprocity. The point is that loving your neighbor is not owning slaves. I agree. That's
So Jesus says that. So
that's
I
a
mean,
contradiction. Two things that cannot be true at once.
no, because when you take all of the Mosaic law and
What
all
the
of its
hell? Oh my
context with each other, you got to let me finish, man. You're not even like when you take
I'm
all of the
listening.
Mosaic
I'm listening.
law
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm
in
listening.
in context of itself. That doesn't mean the Israelites were practicing the law
Their
perfectly.
laws, they don't
Obviously,
have
they weren't.
context. Other than that, they're laws.
They do, but
Right?
if you look at them in a whole, they are
Yes, they're
not.
disgusting.
They really, if you take them in a whole,
Can you read this
they were
for
just
me?
following what Jesus said
Can you
from
read
what
this
you
for me?
said.
Can you read this for me?
What?
This is Leviticus 25, 44 through 46. This is part of the first 5 books of the law,
Dude, but
or the Torah.
that you're
The
not
law, the
you're not
same
going to
law that
interpret
Jesus is
Leviticus
referring
right.
to, the same law that is what your ethics that you're claiming are good, better than mine because I have none. This is what
So
your
why
law.
does
This is what you are considering
no,
good. This is what
that's not what
God.
Christians.
This is what
No,
God. This is what Jesus considers good. Read it for me, please.
this is your own interpretation
Can
of it.
you
So
read the word of God for me?
you are not like this is you're interpreting it completely wrong. You don't know how Christians
How about we
actually
just read the
read this
words?
book.
How about we just read the words and interpret it as
So
words?
So you're going to pivot completely from my question about
I'm
what
not
Jesus said
pivoting.
about how you are
I'm
pivoting
talking
because
about
Jesus
what
did
your
Jesus say
morals that you're
did
trying
Jesus
to
say that
defend here
no did
are.
Jesus listen did Jesus say that you must love your neighbor as yourself? That is the
Yeah,
he
so
did
does
he
Leviticus. So does
did he say
Leviticus.
okay, well your neighbor is everybody because it also says in the New Testament that Jesus died
Do
for
you
all
want to
men
keep reading?
on earth. You're not taking the Bible in the correct context. What you're doing is cherry picking. You're doing what like Baptists do, where they pick out one verse here or there and throw it on
Do you
people.
want to read
That's
the
not how
full
the
chapter?
religion works,
Do
dude.
you want
That's
to
not how
read
the
the full
religion works.
chapter on how he distinguishes the year of Jubilee and the laws that involve the Israeli or other Hebrew slaves, or as you will call them, servants or bond servants? And then he goes on to talk about redemption of property, kindness for poor brothers, redeeming a poor man. I mean, we could go through every single little law that they go on. If a stranger or sojourner with you becomes rich and your brother beside him becomes poor and sells himself to the stranger, okay, so we're still talking about your brother.
Let me ask you this. Under Mosaic law, should the men who were going to stone the adulterous woman to death, should they have actually stoned her to death? Was it wrong for Jesus to step in the middle of them and say, I say he who's without first sin?
Yes, that's committing a sin.
What
That's
Jesus
committing
did?
a sin against Mosaic law.
Yeah. So who gave Moses the law?
Who gave? God, Yahweh.
And who's God? Jesus is God.
No. According to the New
Yes,
Testament,
he is. And
yes.
Christians,
But according
yes,
to,
so I'm a Christian. So when you're arguing with me, you're not arguing with a Jew.
Okay,
I don't care. That's
here's
not
what the thing is.
We
is
don't
that,
follow the Old Testament.
my friend.
You're acting like as if you're arguing with like a
The
Jew.
whole
I'm not
basis, the whole basis of the New Testament is the Old Testament. If you cannot consistently like follow the prophecies that establish what is and what is not a Messiah, then you cannot call yourself the Messiah and then call yourself God. You are a liar. You are a heretic. You are a
okay. Are you a Jew?
No.
Are you a Jew?
No.
Well, then why are you saying all that? If you're not a Jew, then you're
I'm
like,
just reading.
You're just speaking on behalf
I read
of Jews.
Contracts for a living, so I read the
okay,
words.
that doesn't mean okay. So
and
since you read contracts for a living, now you get to reinterpret 2,000 years of tradition of.
I'm reading them for what they say.
Because you
just like a contract. Do you
that's
know?
Insane. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
What a covenant is?
What does that have to do with anything? You are pivoting and changing
what
the topic.
The law
so
is
much.
about. The law is keeping the covenant, the contract between God and Jacob or Israel.
Yeah, and we keep the 10 Commandments. There's a distinction between the law and the gospel.
What 10 Commandments? There's like 613.
The 10 Commandments. You know what the 10 Commandments are. What do you mean, what 10 Commandments?
Which one?
Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not have no God before me.
I can name like 15 different
the 10
examples where all of those are broken, pretty much. Other than like 5 of those commandments that you are listing, which is of the 613.
So you don't know what the 10 Commandments
are. The ones that you're listing are the ones that are in Exodus. I understand what you're saying. Which there's another 10 commandments.
Why are you doing games like that with me?
There's another 10 because there's another 10
this
commandments.
This is bad faith.
Right?
You're being bad faith.
10 that are listed.
Come on, man.
There is nothing that is labeled the 10 commandments in the Bible. You are going off a custom of Christianity.
That's what the religion is, dude. You're not. What you're doing is like
a cult. I agree.
Yeah, you're not contending with the religion. You're contending with your own version of it in your head.
That's
not what Christianity teaches.
Yes,
but you don't get to be the one to interpret the Bible. You are not the preacher or the priest.
I'm just reading your book for what it says. And I'm following.
You don't know how to interpret it properly. No, you don't. You're not interpreting it properly at all. Because for one thing, you said
so
Jesus
how do you interpret
God.
the Bible properly? Do you take in context? Do you try and understand that Jesus was a Jewish person growing up in the Levant region at the time? And was probably like one of the earlier close to first century like rabbis, because we are in the period of like Jewish history where Hellenization is starting, and like Alexander the Great and Macedonia are coming in.
What are we talking about Alexander the Great for now? We're way off topic.
Have you ever read the Bible? Do you not know what?
But I don't know what you're getting at.
Do you have
I don't
any
know what
idea
you're getting
Revelation is about? It's about Alexander the Great. It's about Nero Caesar. It's about Rome in general.
When did we get to Revelation?
Greece. And it's about Babylon. But at the time, I think.
Well,
it was called,
I don't know why we're on Revelations now. I mean, this is we're
because
like,
what
we were talking about Mosaic law,
right?
Yeah, and what you're saying is that you're doing is you're making
Yeah,
me
Jesus was a
like
Jew,
just
and Jewish people follow the Mosaic law. Do you not
yeah,
follow
but
my logic
Jesus
here?
is the fulfillment of the he is God. He's the fulfillment of the Mosaic law.
But he doesn't
It came
fit.
down to
He
bring
doesn't
it to
fit
do Gentiles have to
the
follow the
very
law?
specific prophecies or like conditions that are meant for either a sin sacrifice or for a Messiah.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's not my opinion. I've read the
It is your
prophecies.
opinion. So
He fits
have
none of
billions of
them.
other people in the
I'm
world,
sorry.
and people
Is
disagree with you.
Jesus
So
part
how
of the?
do you know?
Is Jesus a blood like straight blood to blood related to King David?
Do billions of people disagree with you about this?
Does that matter? That's an ad populum fallacy.
I'm not trying to make an ad
Does that
populum
make
fallacy. What I'm
does that
saying is
if a
what I'm
billion
saying
if a
is
billion people disagreed with me and I'm still right, I'm still right
how do you know you're right?
because I'm reading the book. Read it yourself.
I have read
Read
it.
the
And
prophecies. Do you
yeah,
know
they
that
point
that they
towards
say
Jesus. They
that the
point towards
Messiah
Jesus.
is a direct descendant of the King David?
He
And when you
is.
look at any of
He is. He is. He is.
look at the genealogies that are in the New
Mary is a
Testament.
descendant of David.
Mary is not a descendant of David.
Yes, she
They
is.
both end in Joseph, who is his
No,
stepfather.
dude.
And they both go through Zechariah, which, if you read the Old Testament, Zechariah was cursed
So
to never
look,
have
we're not
progeny
doing.
that
I'm
will
not
end up
doing
the
the.
Messiah. No,
No,
what I'm
none of
telling
that's
you is that
true at all,
every
and we're
single
not
angle
doing
that you
the.
try and argue, even ethics wise, you run into a lot of problems. And I'm just trying to lay it out
No.
for you.
What about the problems of your ethical system that there isn't one that exists at all? It's
I
just
just
your own
told
feeling.
you, everybody
It's
makes
your
up
own
their own.
person.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
experience.
So if Nazis took over tomorrow, it wouldn't matter.
It would matter to me.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? It would
I
matter
give a
to you.
shit.
It would matter
I'm
to
pretty
you the
sure
same
all of
way.
chat would give a shit.
Okay, but it would matter to you the same way that it would matter to a zebra that he's getting eaten alive by hyenas. But nothing. It doesn't actually matter.
This is
Is
like
the
the
point.
weird straw man that you're trying to make of atheists.
No, it's not straw man. That you admitted that, didn't you say that earlier? That you basically conceded to moral
that
nihilism.
watching like my little like say like nephew or something like get like schmurdered is akin to just watching a zebra get ate by a lion.
Ultimately,
do you think
and
that I would consider those equal?
No, you wouldn't, but it doesn't matter outside of your feelings, is what I'm saying. In a world where there's a God, it does matter outside of your feelings. But in one where there isn't, it doesn't. It only matters to you. Yes, it would matter to you for sure. Your brain chemicals would be feeling, oh, why is this happening? Oh, this sucks.
Right.
But it's just your
It's like
brain
you're
chemicals
so
from your
close
own
to the point. You're
worldview.
so close to the point.
No, that is the point. The point is from your own worldview, it's just your
Yeah,
brain
it's
chemicals
empathy.
that make you
Yeah, it's
that would make you
empathy,
feel bad about that.
experience. It's an evolutionary derivative. It's derivative of evolution.
Exactly, and it goes away the second your brain stops, and it never mattered the whole time. It was just something.
It matters
to
when
survive.
you're right there. It matters to you. It matters
It only
to everybody
matters for
else
survival
that
of you and your
is
kin.
watching.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter outside
But
of that.
but who cares? Does that really matter? Does the world crumble?
No, that's not the point that I'm making.
No, the point you're trying to make is that some sort of like magical unagreed upon apparently inconsistent moral system exists, and that is the foundation of everything that you consider good or bad. And when I tried to push you on it and ask you, okay, is slavery good to you?
Because
said
you have
I'm
this trope
pivoting.
that the Bible's for slavery when it's not. You're just making that up. That's not true at all. You're just saying, here's what you're doing. You're saying the Bible's for slavery. I read the Bible and it says that in this one part. And what you're really
Jesus
saying,
backs
what you're
it up.
implying.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever read Philemon?
Hold on.
Philemon? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Hold on. What you're implying is when you say that is that your interpretation is the one correct one, and you're essentially saying the
No,
church
that's
for
what
2,000
Christians are
years.
implying. Every single Christian has a
No.
different interpretation of it, and they're
No,
all
they don't. That's
apparently
not
the
true.
correct one.
No, they don't. That's not true.
Okay,
Not every
so
single
which
Christian has an own
so you
interpretation.
just said that you were a Lutheran earlier.
The Orthodox all have the
Why
same.
are Lutherans correct but Catholics aren't?
we have our own opinions about that. I mean, but we don't.
So which one's correct?
Well, I think that from our theology, it's not that they are incorrect or that they're not even saved. It's that they have the way they've structured the church is not consistent with how we view it in the Bible and how we think it was in the early church. So the Orthodox would agree with that. They wouldn't agree with like the solas and stuff like that, but they would essentially
Sola
kind of agree with the
Scriptura,
same
right?
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they wouldn't agree with like the papacy either. So in a way, they're
because Sola Scriptura is kind of ridiculous, right? But no, you believe in that. Never mind. Sorry, didn't mean to.
well, no,
offend
it's
you.
not ridiculous. Why is sola scriptura ridiculous?
To take the word of the Bible is it, because then
It's the only infallible
you're
source.
subjecting. Thank you for the heart. Thank you, CTW, because you're subscribing to a bunch of stuff that you don't even agree with.
Like what?
Slavery.
The Bible's not for slavery. I already told you that.
Oh my God! Do I have to read you like Kings where they
Yeah,
took?
you keep
where
going
they
to the
took
Old Testament. You're really avoiding the New Testament a lot.
Do I have to
And
tell you
the
about
only one
how? Do I have to tell you the story about how Jesus returned a slave to its owner?
What does that have to do with anything? Does
Did
Jesus endorse
ever
slavery
say,
by
hey,
doing
hey,
that?
hey, hey? Did Jesus ever say slavery's bad? We shouldn't have this.
Yeah, he said to love your neighbors yourself, love your enemies. He taught love, so he
Now,
doesn't have
who's
to come
twisting
out.
words?
He doesn't have to come out and explicitly say slavery is bad.
I
And you can
think
say
if you can explicitly like bring up
Well-
something like what he has to the Pharisees or any of the long drawn out, for God's sakes, the guy talks about freaking berry pickers or whatever for like a whole chapter. I mean, the guy could have said, "Hey, slavery sucks." Like he talks in parables. He could have had a parable about the slave owner freeing the slave.
so
Instead, nothing. Zip.
So let me ask you this: if a God, let's say hypothetically, if a God existed, would how you personally, as
If
a
it's a
created
Christian
being,
God, fuck him.
God. Okay, man, come on, let's have a civil conversation. I'm trying to talk with you, and
Okay,
come on.
okay.
There's no reason to cuss like that. I've been cool. I mean, I may have gotten a little off the
All
rails.
right,
But,
all right. Let's keep going. So yeah, if a God existed,
okay, if a God existed, would you, as a created being, like your opinion on how he should do things, would that actually matter? Or if hypothetically, if there's a God
if you
in
want a
this
yes or no,
universe, is that God really? It doesn't matter what you think of how he should do things. Is that true or not?
if an actual God existed, no. The only thing that matters is, and I could quote Romans on this. This is actually Paul's writing, which I think Paul was a heretic.
Well, I'm not even getting. Okay, let's go ahead.
But
But I just wanted to answer to that one question, not about Paul.
There's no will other than God's will. So no, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Okay, so the fact that you say Jesus talks in parables, I don't understand why he can't just say slavery is bad. Wouldn't actually matter from the worldview anyway, because God decides how God gives his truth to us. And it's revealed over time a lot of
Then
times.
what's the difference of what your presentation of what atheist morals are and what you're describing now as what matters and what does not matter according to a Christian?
Can you ask me that one more time? I'm sorry.
So if nothing matters on either end, then what are we talking about?
What things matter on the Christian
I know,
end?
because it does matter, because it's subjective, man. It's not
What's
because
subjective?
you're not okay. You're not like ripping
What's
some guy's.
subjective?
You're
I'm
not
just- I'm-
mutilating some guy's face because God says you're not supposed to in a book, right?
That's
Right.
no, I mean in the Bible, God he puts
Let's be
his
real.
moral
Come on,
code
let's be
our-
real for a second. For
Man,
one
you're
second,
cutting
man.
me off. Dude.
Answer the
I'm trying to get a
question.
sentence out.
Answer the
So
question.
God puts his moral code on our heart. So you're born with a conscience. You're born with the ability to discern between right and wrong. Everybody has this internal thing in them. That's completely consistent with the Christian worldview.
Then who's right?
Who's right about what? What's right or wrong?
What you may
I would say
consider
God is
right, I don't consider right. So if God's morals are written on my heart, then what I'm considering right and wrong are God's morals. But what
What
you
would
and
be the
I
basic
consider
ones, like the
right
one?
are not the same thing. If there
I mean,
was, we would probably have the same morals, right?
people deep down know if what they believe or are doing is actually correct, true, right, or wrong. They really do deep down, and you might say you don't, but I mean, and I will have to say I think that you probably do, and I do. If any bad thing I do, secret, I know deep down that I'm like, you know,
Yeah,
sinning or doing something I shouldn't, or believing something I shouldn't, or having anger towards somebody I shouldn't.
yeah. And that's part of meta ethics, right? Like these are things that we as humans have kind of created as like kind of a shared agreement, right? And it may be subconscious, if you will. But you know, like certain things like empathy, you know, which I think is, you know, an evolutionary derivative thing. You know, I don't want to see myself, you know, unalive anytime soon. So I don't want to see others unalive anytime soon. I don't want to see myself get, you know, like physically hurt or even emotionally hurt. So I don't want to see others see physically, you know, others emotionally hurt or physically hurt. There's no need for a book that is saying things like slavery is okay to have these feelings and to share these feelings with your fellow humans.
It doesn't say slavery is okay, but
Okay,
you
fine. Fine.
actually
Slavery's not
do.
okay. All right,
You
all right.
might not.
Let's
Okay,
use a different let's see here. That you're
it's
going
fine if you want to
if you
believe that. You have
don't
every
if
right
you
to believe
don't
that, but
accept
it's just
Jesus into
not
your heart, you're
the
going to hell.
case.
I think that that's a terrible thing too.
If you don't let Jesus in your heart, you're going to hell.
Yeah. Why punish? And
Why is that
what
wrong?
punishment
Can you tell
is
me from your
worth
paradigm why that's wrong?
why that's wrong? Because
From your paradigm,
okay,
from
yeah.
starting foundation, what's
Because
actually
it
wrong about
teaches
that?
magical thinking and it gets people
Well, no, I'm not saying magical thing. I'm asking you what's wrong with
it
a God
starts
sending
people
you to
off.
hell.
Let me finish though. Like from my paradigm of my reality, the reason why I think that the teaching of Jesus in alignment with hell and punishment, of which Jesus is the judge of the sheep and the goats, is bad because it teaches people magical thinking. It teaches them that they are original sinners, that they have to be feeling guilty about something, that they have to make up for something that they never did. And I think that that's wrong. And like to punish somebody, like what is the correct punishment? Eternity? Are you kidding me?
So my question wasn't that. I asked you from your worldview, from your paradigm, what is wrong about God sending you to hell?
Because hell is what crime do you think is worth sending to hell?
What's your basis for why this is
Eternal
wrong?
punishment. Have you heard of like the flames of hell, you know, like gnashing of teeth, like
Yeah.
screams?
What's your basis for why that's wrong?
Because
Because
this
that's not an argument. What's your
no,
basis?
let me finish. I was not finished. This idea of like punishment, like trade-off, like I had to die for you so you wouldn't go to hell, but even though sins exist, but I will actually judge who will go to heaven and who will go to hell, and you have to follow these rules, but these rules aren't very clear. Some people get it right, other people's don't. I'm not going to tell you which ones, but let's just hope you did the right one. You know, everybody's convinced that they're doing the right one, and it starts off with you are going to hell regardless because Eve existed. It's silly. Like why couldn't we just go with what I was talking about, my paradigm, which is that we evolutionarily got here, you know, through whatever evolution, and our morals are, you know, survivability.
If your morals are survivability, there's nothing.
He won't be able to hear you.
If your morals are just about survivability, then it doesn't matter if some tyrannical regime takes you over and just forces you into slavery. From your point of view, slavery actually isn't wrong from your paradigm.
We're intelligent beings. We have emotions. We like you
That
don't.
doesn't give you. That
Please
doesn't
don't
mean that there's any
simplify
right or wrong.
complicated beings into this like one-dimensional basic. Oh well, if you boil it down to this, no,
It's
if
true.
that were
If
the
it just hurts
case,
your feelings,
if
there's
you were
nothing
that,
outside your.
so you're trying to say that in my paradigm, like a fascist state, that has like everybody as a slave, is optimal.
It might suck for you, but it does. There's nothing actually morally wrong with it from your own paradigm.
There's
It's
tons
only
with it morally wrong
feels
with it.
bad.
I like even like thinking about that is dumb, and that's like part of like why I have like
No,
such-
outside of your own emotions, there's nothing actually wrong with it from your own worldview. Just about how you feel about it is all that's wrong. But
You're
outside
asserting
of that,
once again, you're asserting objectivity into a subjective thing.
okay. Well, how can you explain to me why that's not the case then?
Harm reduction.
Why does that matter? Why ought we care about harm reduction?
Because
What's the basis for that?
survivability.
They want to survive, and the best way for them to
Emotional
survive
harm,
is to
physical
enslave
harm.
you. Why is emotional harm bad?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Why should we follow that?
Why do people feel inspired by it? We should
Who
follow
cares?
it because we all agree, right? So that's where
Not everybody agrees.
That's where true meta-ethical objectivity could come from. Is it
Not everybody agrees, and why are they wrong? Why are the people that don't agree
people
wrong?
or everybody agreed upon something? That's where you can have objectivity. You could set a line of yes, this is one way, or no, it's not. In the Bible, is every moral situation laid out where yes, this is what you should do, no, this is what you shouldn't do?
That's not the point of the Bible. The Bible is to say if there
Then you
is
don't have
please let me
objective
finish
morals.
this. Please, for the love of God, let me finish this point. So if there is no moral judge out there in the universe that's judging your moral actions,
The universe
that's
doesn't care.
universal. Listen, if
I'm
there's
listening.
no moral judge for the actions that humans do on Earth outside of humans, then morality is just your feelings and your brain chemicals, and it only matters to you. Outside of you, it doesn't matter.
That's
With
the
that,
definition
okay.
of subjective.
Yes. So when you say survivability, like when you say because we all agree on these things, because we agree that they are
Axiomatic,
moral,
yes,
right?
axioms.
Why are the people that don't agree with you wrong?
Wrong to the people that believe it's wrong, right?
And
Nobody.
why
Once
does that
again,
matter?
you're wrong. The wrong that you're speaking of is this objective, like transcendental wrong that I deny.
Okay, yeah. So it doesn't actually matter. It only matters to your.
It
to your feelings.
matters.
That's my
It does
point.
matter to me and to a lot of people.
Yeah. That's how I agree with that. I think it matters to you, just not outside of it.
It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. So if you're saying like if all humans didn't exist, that what matters to humans is something that's still there.
No, but you're getting caught up. Here's the problem. What's happening right now is like when we're talking, you'll say something to me like, "Why would a God send me to hell because I didn't let him into my heart or whatever?" Like, oh, why is he?
Yeah, why would you punish like that? If you loved your creation.
From your own worldview, there's no reason. I mean, why not? What's it matter? It's just something
Punish?
happening.
Why not punish?
Yeah, like why does it? Yeah, I get that, but there's just it's a performative contradiction to me because it's like you really just like should already get the answer why. Like it doesn't matter what you would think. But if there was a moral judge out there, it absolutely matters. Then all that stuff is wrong.
Do you think
can't
that
hurt people
AIDS
like that.
was a punishment for like the gay people of the 80s?
Do I think what?
Are you of the type that thought like AIDS was a punishment from God? like of
No,
the 80s?
no,
And I know that this is like
no.
a wild kind of like digression in a bit,
Yeah, this is
but
quite a pivot, but I'll entertain
no,
it.
I'm
No,
trying to like just
you're
clarify
fine.
something.
You're fine. You're
Because
fine.
there's
No,
people
no, I
that
don't believe that.
would say like, you know, like, oh, the
Okay.
earthquake
Yeah.
in this, you know, non-Christian country is God's punishment, you know. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to
So
clarify.
anybody can get a Bible and come up with their own interpretation of it. That's far different from a traditional liturgical type of church, one that I attend, or like an Orthodox would or a Catholic would. They're completely different. So we don't think like that at all. There's nothing. I don't believe AIDS was a curse from God.
No, yeah, and like it doesn't have to be the AIDS thing. Like I said, it could have been the earthquake in another.
That's
you
a
know,
good
like
example, though.
non-Christian.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think the AIDS thing is even better example. That's more specific and kind of like clarifying. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, no. The answer is no. I don't think that. So
Well, so why would you like if you were this, you know, like Jesus character? And I think that like part of the punishment, like writing, is actually, you know, like contextual, right? Like it was probably dealing with something that had going on at that time. And that part, like I don't know as much, right? But I don't think that it was something that was meant to be like practiced 2000 years later, you know, like this idea. I think that there's a lot of kids growing up feeling guilt. And I think that there's a lot of people that are, you know, deconstructed or like outside of the religion anymore that would agree, like, even though they're deconstructed, they still feel this like guilt, this ingrained like original sin. You have to repent, you have to, you know, like everything, you don't want to burn in hell. These are real things, and I think that that's unhealthy. And I think that that like idea that Jesus, you know, if Jesus existed and is what Jesus was in the Bible, was like kind of a dangerous idea. Like I think there was good ideas that were
okay, but
espoused by other
unhealthy compared to
figures.
what? Unhealthy compared to what? When you say unhealthy, what are you comparing it to? That's a standard that we could even say this is healthy, this is unhealthy.
Okay, so like,
What's the standard?
Psychologically, like I think that that's unhealthy because it creates a like a you know, like a something in their head where they think that they have to make up for something and that they're never good enough, right? And like I know a lot of people that have told me this personally. I was never a Christian.
Okay.
I always
those
thought
are
it was
anecdotes,
weird.
I will say, though. That's not data. Those are anecdotes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them. I bet if you took the
Okay,
data,
but actually, if I can throw in here, the data on the psychology thing is actually that religious conservative people tend to have lower rates of mental illness, longer longevity, more indications of happiness overall than atheistic liberal types do. They report higher cases of those things, of depression, anxiety, mental illness in general. So the psychological data is actually not on the side of the non-religious people. It's on the side of the religious people. They are much happier by every metric. Why do you think that is?
what study?
That's the
And
psychological data.
you know, and like you don't have to pull it. Like I would have to read it.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
And
I don't have a.
I would want to read it, and I would want to see if it was, you know, like are people being truthful about it? Are I think that a lot of Christians are stubborn.
Well,
I think that
that's hard to say,
in a
man,
way,
because it's
you know?
like a lot of people pull up. You know, it's like, well, which study are you going to take? Are you? That's just like a very confirmation biasy thing. I feel like you just said, but so it's like, do I want to
But, I
know
mean,
if it's
if
real or not?
it's-
That's just true, though. I
if
promise
the
you, if you look it
data-
up.
I could see like two.
So when you were
three
telling me, can I say this real quick? When you were saying you have all
counterpoints.
these anecdotes of people that went to church that you said felt all this guilt and stuff. I have met and worked in jobs with a lot of left leaning people, and a lot of them. This is anecdote too, since we're giving anecdotes. All had some kind of anxiety, depression, or mental illness. So anecdotally, I've noticed that in all of my like grandparents and family people that are religious And conservative people, they're just fine. They're just living life. They have their own issues, but it's not like they have these major issues that are debilitating their lives completely.
I get what you're saying.
Um, yeah, and that is
Anecdotes.
anecdotal, but there is studies to show that. And thank you for giving me the grace of like not having to pull up some stuff. I don't have on top of my head, but I have read this.
I either way, like I could say certain things like ignorance is bliss. You know, there's a lot of things. There's,
But that's not a good
philosophically
argument.
and
That's not an
psychologically,
argument.
sometimes, you know, being smarter, being more like there's science out there that says that, you know, like Republicans are less empathetic. I don't know if it's Christians, but I would assume that since most Christians are Republican, or, you know, most Republicans are Christian, sorry.
But then you have to ask who the person who came up with that poll, what's their standard of what they consider to be empathetic?
Well, same goes for the
Because
study
here,
that you're
for
mentioning.
example, if I can give an example, some people might see it's empathy to, I'll just do a simple example, to show a man how to fish rather than to just keep giving him fish. So some people will define empathy as no, you should just give the person the stuff. And the other person will say, no, I think what's good for them, hold on, is to teach them how to do it so that they can rely on themselves. More conservative people have that mentality versus the other mentality on the other side, which is more that we should just give them the stuff. And that's a very general way of saying it. But so whenever somebody says they have less empathy, it's like how that person defines empathy makes the whole poll what it is.
I mean, I could try and pull the study and see like what factors they use for the empathy. I would assume, just as somebody that has read studies and works with people that do like clinical research and stuff, that they put pretty like strict parameters on it. Unless,
do you understand my point? How those are two different ways of empathizing, but they're completely different with the problem, with the person's problem, or coming at to a problem for somebody.
yeah,
You see my point?
But like also, you know,
and
like,
neither one is necessarily right or wrong. I mean, there's a rightness to the other side too. I'm not saying it's completely the conservatives the only one with any truth. There's some stuff I agree with, like, you know, I think, you know, I'm for a 4-day work week with like 35 hours. I'm not a total. I get a lot of that stuff, but I'm just saying like how people define it is different, and they're not like wrong for thinking people should have a little personal responsibility. That's not evil or less empathetic.
I think that there's like levels maybe to the empathy, you know, and I think that and maybe this is part of like part of the divide and like better understanding between you know, like dichotomies like Republican, Democrat type of whatever. I don't even like know what those terms mean anymore, but left versus right, conservative versus progressive. What I'm trying to say though is that they may care more for like their immediate problems, right? Like what's happening inside their house. That their empathy is more for their children or their like family. I would consider that reasonable. I think that everybody should care about their family and that, and, you know, what's happening inside their house. You know, your life is a big deal to you. I would also say though that there's a kind of a separation that happens where things like care for the others drops off for certain people, and others not. And I think that that's what the study kind of is like talking about.
Like who though, and
The
for what reason?
Minorities, it could be immigrants.
Why do you think people are losing? Like, what's the deal with minorities? Why are people losing empathy for minorities? Why do you think that is?
Because of well, there's a lot of things like when it
What do you
comes
think
to
the
like
reasons are from there?
systematically or like systemically. I think that like there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people need to like kind of look within and break down. But I think that for the most part there's a superiority complex that said person is better than the minority in their head.
So you think that a bunch, like, are you talking about like white people to black people, for example, something like that?
Yeah. Asian people to
So-
black people.
Or Asian people to black people. What about black people to Asian people?
Yeah, I think that there's different ways to go about it. Like when it comes to all this, but for the most part, white people to black people, yes.
And what? So you think because this is all happening recently, and everybody knows this is not just like we've always had problems with race and stuff, but right now.
But also, like, it doesn't have to be white people to black people, the rich to the poor, the even like mediocrely middle income to the very poor, the poor to the poor. You know, like it's the way that things are portrayed. People are afraid of like going to a library and getting a book out, and instead some people will go and buy the book. And it's like, why not go to the library? Because or like ride the bus because it makes them look less than.
Do you think some people are afraid to ride the bus because they might get like, stabbed in the neck or something? Like if you're in Chicago, you ever been? When's the last time you've been in Chicago? I was there last year.
A few years ago. I rode the red line at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's danger on all sides, and I think we're all one in Christ Jesus is what I would say. But
what I'm saying,
I forget what the topic is right now. What are we talking about?
What we're talking about is in society, why people like Republicans may have a little less empathy for outside of their immediate, maybe home or family.
But you don't think it has anything to do with like the crime rate among? So like black people make up like 13 to 16% of the population. I think.
I mean, I think that's a nuanced and intersectional issue.
About them committing over 50% of violent crimes. Brother, please let me finish the sentence. Please,
sure.
Just they commit over 50% of violent crimes. And they make up a small portion of the population. Do you think that has anything to do with people's? Yeah, I don't think it's race. I think they're questioning like why are we like capitulating this behavior? If there's systemic problems, that's a problem. But this is not how a person is supposed to behave. Because of that, you still are responsible for your decisions. Are you not? Do you not believe that?
I agree that people that are committing violence should not be committing violence.
Okay, why is there more like gang related activity in black communities than there is in white communities?
Do you think it could be boiled down to something as asinine as them being black?
No, I'm not saying it's because they're black. I'm asking you why. I didn't say anything.
I've answered that earlier. I said it's a very nuanced and intersectional issue. There's degrees of racism. There's degrees of education, so not their availability. There's
you don't think any of it's cultural
equity.
What about cultural? What about rap music?
What about rap music?
Yeah, what about cultural problems in rap?
That art is art.
Art is not just art, and music is especially not just art. It's a powerful tool. I mean, it's used to make giant movements
like
people.
artistic expression.
The whole hippie movement was around music as well. I mean, it's part of it, but rap music has not been good for black people, and everybody knows that's the truth. But nobody says it for some reason, and everybody wants to blame racism. It's not racism.
I love rap music. What are you talking about?
Okay, but is it actually like glorifying and edifying for anything good? Or is most of the lyrical content of most rap, not saying all, but most, just complete lower bass, like animalistic values?
Like shitty rap music, but I think there's a lot of really
people,
good rap music.
If you go out in the world, listen to that.
A lot of them, like rap music that I like, for instance, is just like about having a good time, living life. Sometimes like about hardships.
You're not black people. Last time I looked, you're not black people. So you're not. Most black kids are not listening to that. If people can't admit that this is also a problem and there's a cultural rot from the inside,
I don't blame you.
It's not going to be. Do what?
Sorry, nothing. I was talking to somebody.
It's not going to be solved. I mean, you cannot blame this on white people or racism because racism is. Definitely, we're in actually, despite what's on the news, the best time period in life for people not being racist at all. But the problem is it's ramping back up again because it seems like everybody's asking white people to just apologize constantly and admit they're bad guys for simply being born white. But that's just not true. Everybody is born a child of God and in need to return to God from my worldview.
What good is I'm sorry.
So from my worldview,
like for something that like egregious, like whoops.
So from my worldview, if you one who does not forgive his brother will not be forgiven. So you're commanded to forgive.
I think that reparations are due.
No. Yeah, well, that's okay for you to think, but that's not. I mean, we shouldn't do that. I don't agree with that.
Why?
But I'm saying,
why wouldn't we
well,
live up
before
to
I
our
get
promises?
to that, before we get off that into that topic, I have to finish with this part because we're I don't want to skip this. From my worldview, we're all children of God, so it's not. I'm not born with collective guilt because I'm white. And black people aren't born automatically going to be a criminal because they're black.
What good does a bunch of white people feeling guilty do for like all of like for any person of color?
It doesn't matter. So your desire for like
be better,
something in the material world to be given is not, from my worldview, a important at all.
When I speak of reparations, I talk about the promise that was made to freed slaves and their descendants.
Okay, I don't know what. Usually, when people mean that, they mean like giving people money or stuff. So,
yeah, what was promised to them for the damage done. I mean, we did it for other situations.
Yeah, before we get into that, I'm not. I haven't. Like my main point is forgiveness is a much better path than what you're suggesting. So people should take the path. No, forgiveness
like
is a better path than
bills,
reparation.
like living up to our word.
No, black people just forgiving history.
Gemini, I can't let you.
I mean,
just because the audio, I don't have it bridged. So, if I get somebody from TikTok up, but I don't know how long this conversation will go on for much longer. Actually, I'm gonna cut it off maybe in like 13, 15 minutes. Sorry, okay. Gemini. It's good to see you. I think that what you said earlier, I don't think you even fully agree with it. I hope you don't. About, you know, like when it comes to like crime and like blaming like black people for crime and stuff. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, crime is definitively like shown to reflect more with like your social status, or I mean like monetary status, your economic status, more so than your like race. I used to work at a jail. I also think that there is a lot of inherent bias when it comes to like how police work. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have, you know, for a large part, and not for like a personal reason, like anything personal. Some of them personal, yes, but I think like just historically and systemically, and there are studies about this that police will go after black people more.
Okay, well, I'll have to see those studies. I mean, I don't think that's the case. I think,
like I said, it's nuanced and intersectional. I think that like this number isn't just something simple.
Before I go on, I'm not interrupting you. Please let me finish the sentence. It's they don't go after a group more. So if a group is committing, so here's the thing. Like horrible behavior is not an excuse, and committing crimes is not an excuse because of your economic situation.
And nobody's trying to excuse it, right?
No, but it's can't be blamed on racism.
Trying to understand something is not trying to understand something is not excuse. Trying to understand something, like there's an old saying, you know, where like if you don't address a problem, the problem will continue, right? Like, so first is to address it and to understand it.
Well,
We have a
I
problem,
don't
and I don't
accept.
say that the
Yeah.
problem is simply
Look.
black people in crime. I would say look into crime rates when it comes to the poor. Look at why.
Can we not get
certain
scalp? I'm going to
neighborhoods-
forget what I have to say.
Go on.
So I don't accept your understanding of the reasons why it got to this point. So that's the difference. So I don't take that approach. I don't think that it's the reasons you're saying. I don't think it has anything to do with racism or white people or anything like that, or the historical. So it has somewhat to do with historical
That's
scenario.
what history is. History is how we got here. Like,
But not during the slave. I would not say during the slavery.
How did we
era.
get
Hold
to
on,
this
hold on,
point
hold
right
on.
now?
But not because of slavery. We're way past that. This has to do with like the
How dare
creation
you?
of
How dare
ghettos
you
and stuff.
deny something that is
No,
not
listen.
even
I'm
like
gonna make it. I'm
fucking
clearing it
200
up. I'm
years
clarifying.
old?
Listen. I'm clarifying it. It's more to do with how the ghettos were made.
You claim a
and set up.
book is moral
Oh
that
my
is
God.
2,000 years old, but you're saying that slavery has no more part. It was 200 years ago. Like, how dare you?
How dare you is not an argument. I mean, it's fine. You can get emotional, but I'm trying to stay calm, and you're really reading into what I'm saying. I mean,
I
find
mean,
it. Let me.
I-
If you let me get to
did
the
I
end of the
sound very
sentence.
emotional? I'm just saying, like,
If you'd have let me
do you
get to the end of the
understand what
sentence,
I'm
I would have
getting
cleared it
at?
up.
Do you
But
understand what I'm
keep.
getting at, though? Like,
You're cutting me
the point-
off. You're cutting me off, and I can't get my other sentence out. That's the only problem.
Am I up here, Benny?
Yeah. Hey, what's up,
Benny. Oh, did you drop
Gemini? There
him?
you are. What's up, buddy?
Did you drop? Long time no talk. How you been, big dog?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Cloud. Can you hear Gemini?
Yeah, I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, he jumped
Yay.
in on
Hello,
Video Ninja.
hello, Cloud.
What's
Nice
up?
to meet you, Cloud. I've heard a lot. This is a fun conversation, isn't it?
Yeah, always fun.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Oh no, Gemini, are you dropping off? Where'd you go? There you are. I was gonna say, Gemini, I'll give you the last like 5-8 minutes here. I am gonna probably sign off here pretty soon. But good, I honestly, Cloud, good conversation. I do like the conversation. I don't try and like I'm not trying to say that you're a bad person. I'm just trying to say consistency. Christians
There we
do
go.
better.
I like
There's
that.
Gemini. Okay, go on.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm at work, actually. I'm about to clock out. No, this is a fun conversation. So let's talk about forgiveness for a minute. Can you expand on that forgiveness a little bit? I was interested in that part. That was fun.
Yeah, so I believe that we're supposed to forgive those who persecuted us or have been our enemies in any way, because that is what we're commanded to do by Christ. And I think that makes sense even outside of a Christian perspective. If you're just a normal person, that's just a good route to take in general because it will cause less conflict in your life that way, and you can move on,
So,
and you can move on and live life for yourself finally, and be free of whatever kind of attachment you have in a weird Buddhisty way, even.
oh, that's cute. That's adorable. So, I'm African American. What should I be forgiving? Expand.
What should you be forgiven?
Yeah, no, I want you to explain to me what it is that I should be forgiving. Because you're saying that we should just forgive and let go of the past. Bygones speak of bygones. What is the past? Explain.
Well, if he's talking about slavery, then if that's what the issue is, if that's what you want to forgive,
No, I don't care about
or
that.
that
I
could be
don't care
it.
about that. I don't care about that.
Say what?
I don't care about that. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about slavery. Pick something else. I don't care about that.
Well, I don't know what you care about. I mean, if you don't want to, if you have nothing to forgive anybody for, and you just don't care, you can also do that too. So I was just
Oh
saying
no, I'm
from
not
his. So
saying that.
here's.
You're speaking. Hold on, because you're saying that black people should forgive and let go of the past. I want you to expand on what is it that we should be just forgiving and let going. You said slavery. I don't care about slavery. Give me something else. What else was the past? There was more to the past.
Okay,
To the
yes.
said past.
I got you. I got you. Okay, so in the context of when we were talking, I was just saying because he was saying he wanted reparations. So I was saying, well, I was kind of saying if you were somebody that thinks that, it actually would be better for you to just forgive if you feel that strongly about it. But if you're somebody who's black and you just are like, I don't care about slavery, it doesn't bother me, it's whatever, I'm just living my life, then you don't have anything, there's nothing in your heart that you need to forgive. So everything in Christianity is about the posture of your heart. So if you're not feeling like you
Okay,
know that
hold on.
you get what I'm saying.
Benny, does he? Okay, wait, real quick, Cloud.
You get
Benny, does he not? Benny, is he really? Is he for real? Is he dead ass? Benny, is he very dead ass? Okay, okay. So we're gonna. Okay, what year is it? What year
I
is it,
don't know.
Cloud?
He
What
might
year
not
is
be.
it?
did that not make
I think
sense?
half of him is dead ass, and the other half is like,
No,
Did that not make sense?
disingenuous as shit. Okay, okay, Cloudy. No, Cloud. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Cloud, what year is it?
What year is it? Okay,
Yes,
but
what
can
year?
you
It's very
clarify
simple. Like
first?
I'm not playing a trick on
Right,
you.
right. Can you clarify first with me
I'm
that you
finna clarify
understood what I
right
was
now.
saying?
I'm finna clarify right now. What year is it? No, I
2020.
understood what you were saying. What you were saying was bullshit. I want. All
No, it
right,
wasn't
2026,
bullshit.
right?
I mean, it might be from your perspective, but
All
sure,
right, hold on. Just
2026. Okay,
hold on.
okay,
Just follow me, Paul.
2026,
Okay, 2026.
2026.
Okay, cool. How many, how many, how many years has it been since slavery?
I don't know the exact number. Two,
Just
probably,
ballpark it.
yeah.
But just
I mean,
just ballpark it.
1860.
it's still probably going on in the world today
1864.
somewhere. So
I mean,
technically
I'm talking
zero.
about in America. I'm
yeah.
talking about in
Let's
America.
just
Oh,
pick a
just
like
in America.
Putting
Emancipation
cards
Okay.
away.
Proclamation or something, or
Not yet.
Juneteenth. How about that? Or
So just American slavery, not
Okay,
not slavery going on
all right.
today.
So I'm just gonna. Yes, all
You
right,
just
cloudy, cloudy. I'm just gonna make this easy.
I'll say this like
We're gonna rough ballpark it, and we're gonna say it's been two. No,
all right.
definitely like 160. But well, you gotta remember, there's the middle ground, Benny, where
yeah, I
a lot
get
of
you.
states were
Yeah,
saying fuck that shit, and they didn't want the rules. They kept slavery going for another couple of years. So,
yeah. I
But
but
the,
feel.
anyway,
Yeah,
but
I
not the
get what
point.
you're
it
saying.
was Jim
So in
Crow
between slavery,
and
there was
civil
Jim
rights,
Crow,
right?
right?
Jim Crow and civil rights. Yes, that's what I said. Yeah. If that's
Right.
what you're
Okay.
getting at.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that's what I care way more about. I care. Yeah. No, I care way more about that time period. Now,
Okay.
what was going on during that time period of Jim Crow laws? What were Jim Crow laws? Break it down
What
for
was
me.
going on in that time period? You mean like okay, like the segregation of black people,
Yeah,
like
break it
going
down
out
for
of
me.
going into schools and
Like
stuff.
teacher.
Yeah, black people and white people were segregated from schools and water fountains and stuff, and
It was more
essentially
than that.
just
No,
yeah, there was a lot of hostility
it
towards black
was
people for
way
sure.
it was way more than that, my friend. It was way more than that.
Yeah, it was not good. I'm not
No, it
defending it
wasn't
at
just
all.
hostility. Come on, bro. You got to be for real.
Yeah, it's evil. It was evil.
No, I'm
Sure. I
not.
mean,
I'm
I
not
don't know
saying
what
it
you want
like
me to
you're
say.
defending it. I'm just saying it's way more.
Right. I
Okay,
don't want to sit here
hold
doing
on.
an endless
Calm down.
list,
Let's
though.
take
Can
it
we
back
get to the
5
main point?
You're
Can we get to the point?
simplifying your. Okay, the main point is people like you like to just focus on slavery because you guys like to use this argument of it was so long ago, and basically it was just we freed the slaves and nothing happened. None of you like to talk about that middle point, which was Jim Crow and therefore on. Now, the reason I want you to break it down, and the reason why I'm getting on your ass about, oh, there was segregation and water fountains, is because a lot more happened besides just water fountains, right? Right. Like there was way more that was
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
than just that.
sure. So I can go there. Okay, so I don't have to just say
Now, if
slavery.
you
I would
don't
just
know, I'm not
yeah.
gonna now. Hold on. Wait, cloudy. Wait, cloudy. Hold on. Now, I'm not going to insult you for just not knowing, because if you don't know, you don't know. I would respect you way more for just saying you don't know what else was happening than to just try and simplify it, right? So I'm going to give you the opportunity right now. Do you not have more detail on what was happening during that time, yes or no?
Yeah, like just bad stuff, lynchings and whatnot. Yeah. People were being killed.
Okay, that's a good one to talk about. Let's go into that. Um, no. We're gonna stick on that first one, that L word. Benny, I'm gonna clock out for work right now. Can you take over that specific topic for me real quick? Because I feel like not enough.
Yeah.
God. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Like, do you know when like the lynching of like Emmett Till was?
the year? No, I'm not going to be able to look, man. I don't have memories of every year of a very historical event. So if that's what we're going to get into, I'm not going to like pass this
No. I'm
history
just
lesson he's
saying, like,
asking for. My brain don't work that way.
1955, dude. Or no, yeah.
Okay, so what is the main point? I just want to get to the main
Less than
point so that
100
we
years
can.
ago.
Okay, so it's
Lynching
been,
like
yeah,
that
you're talking about
happened.
like recent. Okay, yeah, like Jim Crow's earlier. It's not even
Yeah,
100
like
years. So what about that?
yeah,
So it's
like
what about
that.
Jim Crow?
This is like what critical race theory is. Like, this shit
Not yet.
exists.
All right, so it's what about Jim Crow? So the answer still is forgive your enemy, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it was yesterday. You forgive your enemy no matter what. From my perspective, from my worldview.
Okay, hold on. I'm back. I just finished my clock out. It was
Does that make sense, though, Benny?
hold on, Cloudy, because I just got back and I finished my clock out. It was way faster than I thought it was
I,
gonna
I
be.
I
get
just want
what
to
you're trying
clarify
to
with
say.
Benny
Yeah,
real quick.
I
I just
get
want
what
to
you're
get
No,
your
trying to
answer.
say.
hold on, Cloudy, because I'm
I
gonna break
agree
it
with
down.
those
And
kind of words
uh,
of Jesus. Yes.
So, Benny, you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter if it was yesterday or 10 seconds ago. You got to forgive your enemy.
okay,
With like a biblical Jesus forgiveness and the weird like Christian quasi
no, okay, now
understanding of it.
No, that's what the church, a lot of the churches teaches,
Which
like the traditional
church?
churches. So, yes,
You
the
know, like
traditional churches.
salvation is very different between churches.
The traditional churches, I said. I'm clearly not for the non-denom style of,
Yeah.
but I'm a little more lenient with the Orthodox and Catholics. They're fine. But I was just saying it doesn't matter if it was yesterday, you still have to forgive your enemy. And that's actually wiser for you to do anyway. To get feelings of tons of anger and animosity is really not going to serve you well or the
And
world well when you could just forgive.
forgive your enemy is like a very I even think like it says like treat your enemy like yourself. I think that's really bad advice.
So let me ask you this: do you like Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z. But
Okay, so if Goku had allowed
it
Krillin to
is
kill Vegeta, what would have happened
it's
to the
very
timeline of
horrible
Dragon
advice.
Ball?
But I'm back, Benny, and
Let me
yeah,
finish
you're
with Benny.
back.
Let me finish with Benny real quick. I have to finish with
wait,
Benny.
Cloudy, can you hear me?
Yes,
Cloudy,
let me finish with
Cloudy, can
Benny
you
real
hear me?
quick. No, I got to finish with Benny. You got to give me this. Okay, so
Well, hold on, because you never got
no. Hold
to
on,
we never got
Let
we never
just
got to
let
break
Gemini
into the lynching
let
thing
Gemini
really
finish
quick.
what he was saying because about
Well,
the
Benny's the
but
host. Benny, do you want to
just the
finish that
Dragon
with
Ball
Cloudy,
point.
or
I
do
was
you want me
right
to break
there.
down?
I was right there with the Dragon Ball point. Oh my god. Thank you. Okay,
what, like
so
Vegeta becoming a good guy.
All
yeah,
right,
so if
go ahead.
Goku had
Do the
not shown
Dragon Ball point.
mercy on
Do the Dragon Ball
Vegeta,
point.
who
Go.
at that time, if Goku had not shown mercy on Vegeta at that time, when he with all the knowledge he had no reason to. If he would have taken the approach that you're kind of leaning towards, the entire story would have been, they would have been screwed way down the line. So it takes mercy and forgiveness to actually fix the problem. And that's what people that aren't Christian, I think, don't fully understand and they don't want to fully accept because it's hard to
Are you
let
saying
go of
that
that.
black people should just forgive white people?
I think everybody who has a perceived enemy should forgive that perceived enemy. So if a black person has a perceived enemy as a
I think
white
that's bad
person or white
advice.
people as a whole, then yes, they should.
Like if like say like you had an
Okay,
abuser.
wow,
Yeah.
that was okay. Yeah, that was
That's the one like absolute Christian perspective.
real
So
quick,
what is
Benny, because
crazy
that was
about
not
that?
worth me waiting on. I'm sorry, that was not worth it. Okay, so hold on. So
That's the Christian perspective.
Cloudy,
You don't have to agree with
we're
it, but
gonna
that is
break.
what
Hold on,
Christians
Cloudy,
It's
because
a
we're
bad.
gonna break down lynchings.
Yeah, it's bad
Benny, no
though.
offense to you, I was expecting you to go in on that one. Hold on, Cloudy.
I didn't know how long
Cloudy,
you were gonna be.
Cloudy. Shh. Okay, now Cloudy. Lynchings was not just something that happened. A lot of white people back in no, you're good. A bunch of white people back in the day when it came to lynchings treated lynchings like a Sunday event. people would post it on the news the same way we post on TikTok and Twitter, and it would be, hey, come watch us hang someone in the random part of the woods in the center of town, and they would sell popcorn and treats, and they would bring children. The media and other modern forms tried to make lynching seem like the only way it happened was they randomly snatched up some random black dude and took them into out fuck nowhere woods. No, that's not how it happened. They would bring them in the middle of Times Square on a light post like it was a fucking carnival event. That was casual. Black people would see it, and white people would see it, and children. It was one of the biggest forms of dehumanization in the South. And it wouldn't be for a crime or a true transgression. It would be over something simple, like let's say you weren't too friendly to your white guy, and you didn't say, "Oh, hello." You stared at him wrong. Oh, some white guy so happens to be offended because you took the last chocolate bar. Very simple things to get put in a tree over, right? Now, that is something that you're trying to say black people should just forgive and let go. Something that was a casual Sunday for white people to do to black people. Something white people did not have to fear, and something a lot of black people never got justice for. Because a lot of those white people that were in those groups did not go to prison, did not catch any charges, were not even held accountable. You are saying forgives a horrific event that happened to black people on a casual Sunday, the day of the Lord, since we're bringing up Christianity. And right after church, let's go throw someone in the tree. Forgive that. That's adorable. Part two. This, and you're going to love this one.
Okay, am I going to get 10 minutes of my own time to rant, or am I just going to have to listen to this rant the whole time?
Benny, and answer honestly. Did you know black people were not able? Hold on, Cloudy. And Cloudy, this is for you too. This is the history
Wait. You
test
said
for
black
you and
people are
Benny.
not what? I
I
couldn't hear you. You said wait.
They could not eat ice cream except for on Sunday.
I didn't hear what you said. I can't hear what you're saying. You said, did black people what? Did I know black people what?
I'm gonna repeat it.
Okay, go. And make it quick, please.
Black people could not eat vanilla ice cream on Sunday, except for on Sundays. The only time black people could eat vanilla ice cream was on Sundays, which was why we created pecan ice cream.
Okay.
You can look this up, Benny. Did you know this? You can look this up.
That's like the pettiest shit.
It was a whole law that black people could not eat vanilla ice cream except for on Sundays.
That's some fucking weird, like, petty shit. I don't know. What? Why would you?
Can I answer? Can I get 5 minutes to go?
Yeah. Guys, I gotta wrap this up. Actually, yeah, I'm a little past my time.
Now
so,
I bring
thoughts.
Can I get I need an uninterrupted at least?
Now,
I'll let Jim and I have the final thoughts.
So, go ahead. I'm like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, so Gemini, can you wrap up everything you want? Like the question you're asking me, can you just ask me the question in one sentence, real quick, so I know what you're asking me?
What was that?
I asked him if he could wrap up his whole point into a question
for me. Easily for you. My wrap up is you're saying forgiveness, but you do not know what you are asking for black people to forgive. That's the problem. The problem is you are trying to ask for a form of forgiveness from a group of people that you do not completely understand. That's my wrap up. If you really want to tell black people to forgive, you need to have a better understanding than just there was this one point in history and you're very gross.
He cut out. Can you hear me?
It's cool. You just need to do your research.
All right. Can you hear me, Benny?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I feel like he cut out, but I'll say this. So I'm not saying that. My point was they need to forgive because that's what I believe as a Christian.
Really badly.
Yeah,
you don't hear me now?
Gemini. Yeah, I don't know. You keep cutting out. So yeah.
Yeah, no.
So let me get.
Where did I cut out at?
So I heard it all. So when I say
what was the last thing I said?
You asked me like why I think it's like they should forgive after all this stuff. Like it's not just
Okay,
slavery; it's
wait, no,
genocide.
you misheard. All right, I'm gonna make it quick. I'm gonna make it quick because I gotta
Yes,
go
just
too.
ask the
My
question.
main point is it's not a question, it's a final statement because Benny said final statement. My final statement is you are asking for forget. You are saying black people should just forgive and forget. I'm saying you don't know what you are asking us to forgive and forget. That's my point. You do not know the country. You do not know the voice which you are saying should be forgiven and forgotten. If you feel so inclined to be in your position to say black people should just go past, you need to know what said past is. That's my point. Know what the past is and then say forgive it. Until then, you don't tell us to forgive shit. That's my point. Go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just white people just need to do better, honestly.
can I make a
Well,
final statement? He went on for a long, long time. I had to listen to all that. Can I get like a long little
no, I
quick
think
rant?
what I mean, like just like something honest to respond to what he just said. Like basically,
Yeah.
fucking it's a lot to be asking anybody to forgive, and especially like if you don't understand like all of that, that's a lot
Okay,
to
here's the
forgive.
thing. Well, from
Like
the point, the original point I
my
made
point
had.
was that it wasn't even
Oh
that
my
long ago.
god.
That's all I'm saying. That my point was that it wasn't even that
Okay.
long ago either.
Can I talk now, please? I've
Yes,
listened
yes,
and
yes,
been
yes. I was just
quiet.
getting my point in. Go on.
Okay. So my whole point had nothing to even do with that at all. So that had nothing
Hey,
to do with
Chris.
anything. What I said was if somebody feels so inclined that they need to, there are some people that walk around and they don't think about those things and they don't care about those things and they don't affect them day to day. So they don't think about them. My point was those people don't even have a reason to be like, I forgive you, white people. If somebody feels the need to do that, or they feel convicted like they shouldn't, or they have this like anger towards somebody, if you have anger towards somebody, you have to forgive them. That's what my religion teaches. That's what I believe. And I'll
Yeah,
say this, not just my religion. Hold on, not just my
that's bad.
religion.
That's bad.
No, no, it's not, because I can prove it to you that you actually agree with it too. The reason you like things like Dragon Ball Z or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, anything like that, is for the exact same reason, because they have a story about mercy and forgiveness. So I'll give examples. When Bilbo
I get
doesn't
what you're
kill
saying. I
Gollum,
get your
when Bilbo
point.
doesn't kill Gollum in The Hobbit, that act of mercy
Yeah, in
translates to the destruction of
fictional
the ring.
story, the idea of forgiveness is a great thing, but in the real world, it's okay to be
No,
mad.
no,
It's okay.
no. See,
No,
the problem. So
it's
here's the
very
thing.
okay to be
Okay,
mad.
you're cutting me off, and I listened to you guys rant forever, and I didn't interrupt you. So please listen. So that's not true at
2
all.
minutes.
And
You
you were
got 2
saying what better
minutes
society?
because I do
Okay,
have to
you were
wrap up.
saying what you were saying what better society. So societies are better when these mythologies are at the core foundation of our society. Because if you don't believe in forgiveness, everybody becomes your enemy eventually. That's how it always works. And you might not agree with that, but that's the truth of it. And that's the truth behind most spirituality.
No,
But
that's a
only
Christian worldview. I agree, but
in a not just Christian worldview. There's
I don't
other
need to be
spiritualities that
forgiven.
believe
I
that
don't
same
need to be
thing.
forgiven for existing.
No, I'm not talking about you being, I'm saying you go and forgive somebody that you have anger towards. If certain black people have anger towards white
Why should I
people,
forgive a person that I'm mad at rightfully?
because it's the right thing to do.
Why?
Well, see, this was my original point from when I called in. From your paradigm, it actually doesn't matter. So, from your paradigm, you're right. You don't have to forgive, and you can just go to war with each other forever. From my paradigm, from my base foundation up, forgiveness is
You don't have to go
absolutely a
to war.
requirement. If I don't forgive people I'm angry towards, I won't be forgiven by God and I will go to hell. So, it's absolutely a requirement. I have no option. I have to do it. I'm obligated to, and from my worldview, it's consistent to do that. So if you're right from your worldview, when you say why do I need to forgive, you're absolutely right. From your own worldview, you have no reason to. So
Ladies,
that's the problem I have with the
anybody
leftist
who's ever
viewpoint.
been abused in their life would spit in your face for saying something like that, dude.
People spit in the face of Jesus and then crucified him for the same thing, so that's fine. And he said that would happen to
You're
people.
telling
That he
abused
said the
people
same thing
to
would happen to
forgive.
his followers, and it does. You're saying it right now. You're literally proving it. Oh, she would spit in your face. That's fine. That's fine, but that doesn't make it any less true. It's still true. Forgiveness is the higher spiritual path, whether you believe it or not. You love things that teach that. I mean, Goku telling Krillin not to kill Vegeta, it made the entire arc of Dragon Ball Z completely different. Without Vegeta, it would have not. They would not have
Sir,
completed anything. They would have died eventually. You know what I mean? Because they needed him to help them.
how'd you know I like
Gohan
Dragon Ball
wouldn't have had a
Z?
chance to kill
Did you
Cell.
see my Dragon Ball Z thing in the background? No, you can't even see it. It's off.
No,
It's
I
off
can't see
camera.
it. But I love. I'm just a big fan of DBZ and all these things because they all
Yeah,
point to that.
yeah, and I get what you're saying, and I agree.
You know, I'm right. See,
I love
it-
Greek mythology too. I love the fact that in the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, Orpheus goes down to the depths of hell and he grabs Eurydice and tells her not to look back. Does this story sound a little bit familiar? Otherwise, she turned into a pillar of salt. And right before they exit hell, he turns back to see if she's okay, and she turns into a pillar of salt right before they get out. I think that's a beautiful story, and I think that there's a lot of beautiful stories, and that's going to be my final word. All right, guys.
Can I close on this one last thing? One last thing.
One
So
last thing,
I swear to
have it,
God, I'll make
whatever.
it very quick. I'll make it very
Yeah.
quick. So earlier I also said you deep down in your heart know things are either true, false, right, wrong, good or bad. I think right now, the things I'm saying about Dragon Ball Z and all this stuff, you do know what I'm saying is correct. And people should forgive their enemies. I just want to leave and tell your guests that. Thanks for having me on. Forgive your enemies. God bless
In
you. Have a
Dragon
good
Ball Z's storyline, I agree. Yes. All right. Hey, have a good night, buddy.
You too.
All right. Well, at least it was a peaceful conversation. Honestly, not a bad conversation. Some grossy kind of topics discussed, but the better we have discussions and try and keep things civil, at least in a manner that's somewhat condescending, somewhat, like, hey, what the fuck did you just say? We still are able to, kind of learn from each other. So that's that. Thanks for watching on my late night random ass stream. I love everybody, and I've been working a lot lately. And that's really what I've been doing. My mom just finished radiation for breast cancer, and she is officially done with all cancers, which was 2 that I got her in remission of within a year. So yeah, celebrating that by going live tonight. All right, guys, have a good night.